This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
It's Eric Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel. Take it away, my buddy.
Well, thank you, Nino Griesmanelli. Hello, and welcome to the program. My name is Eric Nagel. Joining me, as always, my co-host over in the frozen tundra known as Arizona. Say hello to Jordan.
That's how you make crystal meth. Sorry. Hi, everybody. I was writing down the instructions.
Good. Very important.
I want to make sure I had that
later. If you're listening to us live on the iHeartRadio app, thank you very much for doing so. If you're listening to us on demand through Apple, Spotify, all those kinds of places that you get your online material, your on-demand material, do us a kindness. Go over there, leave us a positive review. It does help out the program in a big, big way. So we will thank you kindly forever if you go and do that. And if you want to join us live each and every week as we're doing said program, hop over to our live rooms on, we are on Twitch now? Yes, we are on Twitch. We'll get into that in a second. Twitch and YouTube, both under the handle It's Eric Nagel. You can hop into the room and be part of the program, contribute, throw some money at Jordan, whatever you want to do. So some issues before going on to the show. One, the studio reprogrammed itself because that's the wrong light color. Then the streaming and the radio stuff decided to pull the mic from the cameras instead of the board system. So I don't know why that changed. And then I had a notice saying that Twitch was not letting us go live because it did not approve of the show title that I wrote in there. It got flagged. So
what was the show title?
I was trying to figure it out, and there's nothing really that bad. Well, not the episode title like we put for the produced version that goes out to everybody. But we do like a makeshift title while we're doing the program on the live streams and the live feeds and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through it, I was like, I don't see anything here. And then I realized they don't like the term douchebags or douche. So I had to change that and remove that in order for it to get it. Then it had to be approved. And then it allowed me to go live. Never had that happen before. But wow, is that messed up.
It's just really getting to be an issue that all these things that we're trying to utilize and deal with are constantly throwing roadblocks up to getting any content out to anybody.
And it's not just like it's this. It's a lot of different systems that are having these issues now. This is the first time I've ever seen we can't let you go live because we don't approve of the episode title that you're putting up on here. It's not even anything we showed, played, said, did. It was, we didn't like the wording. So we're not going to... Madness.
You can't come on here and play with us until you change the title.
Utter madness. I've had this happen on Instagram a few times where somebody posts something, you go, wow, you're dumb, or this is completely stupid. And it flags you, doesn't ban you or anything like that. It says, this is a term that is commonly reported in our system. Would you you need to go back and edit the comment. So you hit the edit button and then I hit send again because I'm not editing the term dumb or stupid or you're an idiot or something like that. And then it goes through and it tells you again, this could get flagged or whatever. Go ahead. I'll roll the dice.
I'll take the risk.
Right.
Yeah. Aaron gets kind of, it's weird. One of these times when we were doing fantasy football.
Which Aaron?
We had
like 6 of them.
I know. I got my brother Aaron, and then I got Aaron.
Right, and your kids are both Aaron and Aaron.
It's just easier.
Yeah,
I'm so used to saying it.
Mm-hmm. But he has a GD in front of it too. In every case, go ahead.
I'm usually yelling. He gets flagged on Facebook for some of the dumbest things. Where one time we were in a fantasy football group chat or a group thing, and he was talking crap to people that he knows. Like, we're all talking garbage, we're posting and stuff like that. They flagged him for calling someone dumb once. And I think he's just on the Facebook no-fly list.
I thought you were going to say Spectrum, but okay.
Well, that's a different topic. But yeah, it's getting ridiculous that they're trying to stop every single little term from offending anybody. And, like I said, I'm not one to, we've talked about, I'm on the left side of things, I'm more kind of toward the middle. I'm starting to get tired of everyone just constantly censoring everything. So no one gets in trouble. No one gets their feelings hurt. No one goes home and cries about something.
I don't care which side of anything anybody's on. I hate when you're flagged or restricted on what they feel are exacts, like these are facts or these are words or terms we will not allow. It's like, no, you have to allow it in an open discourse, right? If you want to go and look, if you don't agree with this position or you don't agree with that position, that's fine. That's what the freedom of speech whole thing is about. And that also the government doesn't put you in jail for saying that, kind of the whole point of it. But when you like, well, I don't like the words that you're using here. Well, I'm not calling you a fucking asshole. I just said, I think that is a really idiotic way of thinking or doing something. Well, I don't like that. So you're going to have to get blocked or kicked off. It's like, that's where you come down and you go, you're the one screaming about fascism all the time and, dictatorships and totalitarian societies and all of that. But you're not going to let this guy say, I think your haircut's stupid.
Right.
That's where you're going to, you're drawing the line on some of this nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. Gabby's in the chat early. She said, use Spanish curse words. Maybe I should. Mi español es así, así. I haven't used it in a long time. I need to brush up on it. But maybe I'll just write mierda in big letters in there and see how that goes. If you know what that term means, you're laughing at it.
Hollywood agent Rob Stark. Es muy grande pendejo.
Right. Jew.
Now that's offensive in every language.
In every language for some reason. We're not saying that's a problem, but I'm just saying the world as we know it seems to have that universal term. Seems to what the kids call a red flag issue.
Oh my God!
There's
I know.
Hollywood agent Rob Stark. I'm offended by Mark Floppus's hair too.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, our pal's online. He's never on when we're taping the show. Should we spy on him?
Do we have a pal?
The Northern Virginia
Who's on?
magazine or whatever the fuck it is. My dad's all
there he is.
Not Northern Virginia magazine.
He's trying to take all our money.
What's it called?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I'll give you another business that was in. I'll give you another business that was in it. Commonwealth Dry Goods.
Well, look, I'm
live and in charge. Oh, look. I see
reading
Anthony still repping the Kansas City Chiefs hat, even though he doesn't know anything about them.
Oh, he's super fan number one.
Oh, are you sure?
Virginia Living magazine.
Yeah, that's
We're doing something wrong.
We were in
Look
it.
at these.
Mobius
Right?
Records was in it. Shining Soul was in it.
$50,
so-
$50, $10,
I think I was also in
$20.
Northern Virginia magazine, though.
No, you are, but
I need to learn to
Virginia's.
He needs to go in there and be like, "Hey, look, guys,
Best of.
look, I know you're helping the show out. Why don't you go over to Eric's stream, throw a couple bucks toward them, say hi."
I think this is
That sort of thing.
technically
No,
sniping.
he
Is
doesn't
that
listen
what
to
this
me.
is?
Stream sniping.
Fine. I wouldn't listen to me either, but it's
Well,
just
there's the
ironic.
Northern Virginia magazine.
I understand that.
Okay,
Monk.
yeah, take me through it.
Oh, I don't know what they're talking
Virginia
about.
Living.
We're not going into there. They're very
I think
Virginia
Ant's
sector.
camera needs to go up a little bit. That whole down low look is not a pretty look.
Who's all of them?
Anthony's.
Oh,
I mean, yeah.
whatever. If you want to go support them, that's fine. What's his address? Chad Duke Show on YouTube. You can go say hi to him. Anyway, moving on with our stuff. So we got the Twitch thing done. I had to change the titling, and then it went processed for a few. And then it's like, you can go live. Oh, can we? Thank you. Appreciate it.
I mean, this is not the first issue with technology we've had this week.
What else? Did we have?
TikTok has been causing some major issues.
Yeah. Wait. Before we get to that, I got to talk to you about Instagram about a comment getting removed.
Did you
Okay.
remove a comment or Instagram removed the comment?
Instagram removed a comment on me and gave me a warning.
Oh.
So there was a post that McDonald's is, and you know how I feel about McDonald's. well, not me, the consumer feels about McDonald's. The consumer account.
The consumer was on a run this week, by the way.
The consumer.
This is his dark period. This is the dark consumer
era, is what they call it. The era. The consumer was had some things to get off their chest, but also I think the consumer forgot they were on the consumer account when posting,
which has happened, yes,
and realized it, and then went, yeah, well, you know what? It's already been said. We'll just keep rolling with this.
Right.
Let that account get out there and stretch its legs a bit. So no, this came from my account, and so there was a post that McDonald's is going to be for a period of time removing the smile off the Happy Meal box.
Why?
And it's just going to be a red box with a yellow handle. And the reason why they're doing that is to support it was some kind of like mental health awareness thing, because they realize that not every child is happy and has a smile and all this stuff when getting a Happy Meal. I wish I was lying about that, but this was the case. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up real quick. I would have had this. Yeah, drops the smile from its Happy Meals to make a point. For first time in history, McDonald's removed the iconic smile from its Happy Meal containers. It's across the United Kingdom. That wasn't in the original article that I read. And this one says, in a move to spotlight Mental Health Awareness Week, which is observed from May 13th through the 19th. Good, it's almost done. The company uploaded this video official about why they're doing it. Apparently, McDonald's wrote that it's okay not to be happy all the time, and we realize that a lot of children that get Happy Meals are not always happy. The whole point of your fucking meal is to make people happy. They're not
dropping the term happy from it. It's just going to be the meal.
If you go to McDonald's, you're not in the most happiest place in your life at that particular time to begin with. But you're going in there with your kids because kids love McDonald's, or they used to. Not a lot of kids, by the way, like McDonald's anymore or even know about McDonald's because they don't advertise on all the kids' networks and everything anymore. I think there's some kind of ruling against that. But the kids go there, or used to go there, because one, it made them happy to go get McDonald's. Two, you had a toy in the Happy Meal. So they love getting that. It's like getting the toy that used to be in cereal boxes, which they don't do anymore. So they had the Happy Meal, the toy, and that was the whole point, is to go there so that their life seemed a little less miserable that day. And they went with their, visiting dad for the weekend to go there sorry, Jordan, and then go there and have some kind of fun. They got rid of the ball pit and the playground and the characters and everything else that made McDonald's enjoyable. It wasn't the garbage food.
Like the Mayor McCheese, like you could go inside the Mayor McCheese head. Oh, those are
I didn't
great.
know that was a thing, but I would have liked that opportunity to go inside the Mayor McCheese head. I was not aware of this.
Yeah, like I don't want to get too deep into the McDonald's of the past like we did last weekend, but yeah, their playground used to have all these
They used
fun
to have
things
the
you can
circular tables,
yeah,
the red tables with the yellow benches, and sometimes they'd have I don't know if they were ceramic or whatever, but they'd have the figures sitting at a table, not all together, like they're all at one table. You're not allowed to sit here. It's just like school. But you go there and it's like, oh, there's the Hamburglar.
You can sit with Ronald.
Yeah, there's Birdie by the entrance to the ball pit. Something like that. You go there. It was like a mini theme park. They got rid of all of the stuff that made McDonald's fun, including the price structure and the quality of the food. But this time they were removing the smile off the box. And here's where it comes back to me. So I had wrote, how about you work on something you can actually fix, like your product? That got flagged. Now,
you pissed off Big McDonald?
I apparently, or big autism, or big mental awareness, or something. Somebody got pissed off because here's how fast it went. I got on the train at Penn Station, was going back to New Jersey, got off the train about 10 minutes later. Checked my phone and I see a note, you get the little notification thing on your screen. So I'm like, oh, what it is? We removed your content. Why this happened? It looks like you tried to get likes, follows, shares, or videos in a misleading way. No, I didn't.
What?
I did not. I was not trying to get likes. I was trying to publicly shit on McDonald's like I do. That's what I was doing.
That is very true.
So, you shared this on your profile. Your comment goes against our community guidelines on spam. That's 2 different reasons they're giving me now on the same warning. Both are incorrect.
That's
so
just stupid.
I go to see the rule, and it says that I was doing something that was in a way to maliciously get attention, likes, things like that. Do you know how many damn posts are on your shitty service where the first comment or the second comment under there is when they're talking about an athlete or something, or a wrestler, and it says the Roman Reigns like button, and it has an arrow pointing to the little heart thing you would hit, and it's got several thousand whatever, or the Travis Kelce like button over. Those are purposely put there to try to engage likes in a misleading way.
Right.
I just told McDonald's, get your shit together, and that was a problem.
Look, you're just being edgy for likes, Eric. You're not like this in real life.
So then I go, and then there's here on the bottom, repeatedly breaking our rules can cause more account restrictions. How we made the decision. I go to click the how they made the decision, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, if the reason was for removing my comment was because, and maybe I didn't at the time, was because I didn't realize they were doing something and it was kind of mean, even though I was shitting on McDonald's, not, I keep saying autism, mental health awareness week that they created for this thing, that it was like, maybe that's what it was the problem. So I went to look to see the rules or whatever, thinking, all right, they thought I was going again, I was attacking somebody or with a condition or whatever. No, it wasn't. Again, that first page had 2 different rules, 2 different reasons why they pulled my content down, and they weren't accurate on either. You can't also appeal it. You can't appeal it. You can't even justify or clarify on certain things. You can put in a little box and say, hey, this is why I think this is wrong. And if they rule against you, they rule against you. But at least you have that appeal process. They don't have that with Meta.
That's weird.
So I couldn't do anything about it, and I was like, it wasn't that big a deal of the comment to fight for anyway. But I would have liked to explain that I was complaining about McDonald's product, not what they were doing and why they were doing it.
You're like, sirs or madams, I'm not trying to get likes. I want your product to be better.
Yeah.
Sincerely, me.
Yes. And was not the
that's
case.
Funny.
So, no suspension, no restriction, no anything like that. It was just like a warning. But I think it was bullshit because I don't know how this was, 1, spam for 1 comment, and then 2, trying to get likes, follows, shares, or views in misleading ways. Read any kind of news story that has maybe a skosh of political leaning, and you'll see in the bottom there, fuck Biden, fuck Trump, fuck this person, that person, this law sucks, guns, and that's all anybody ever does. They're putting their comments out there to yell at somebody else and be loud enough to get attention and garner attention and likes and all of that.
It's social media. The whole point to be on there is to get attention for yourself. I don't see at any point any comment that you make is not to get their eyes on you.
Right.
In any capacity.
Now, this brings us to TikTok. Because at TikTok, they have rules and guidelines to how your video can be approved for their algorithm in order to push their video out there, to not just like put it out so that random strangers find it. The people that follow you. There's rules to the people that follow you. Your content has to be something specific in order for them to even let the people who follow you know that you posted something new. Now, what are those rules? I don't know, because they don't officially tell you.
Nope.
They don't tell you what it is you need to do. Now, you get a lot of advertisements and other accounts that'll pop up when you try to Google the thing, and then all of a sudden, wow, I'm getting a lot of Instagram ad placement telling me about the how you can guarantee 1 million likes or something in a month on TikTok, on Instagram, which I didn't go to those platforms to look for that. I went to Google to look for that because, if you can't find an article that seems somewhat, I don't want to say trustworthy, reputable, chances are you could find some kind of Reddit thread. And if you know how to sift through all that, the truth lies. You can find things and start adding it all up and make a logical conclusion. Well, TikTok had a problem with a video that we put up. Now, there was a new song that we reviewed. It's up there. It's there. They didn't take it down. They're just not pushing
it's still there.
it. So if you want to go to TikTok, what do they do with they have the @ symbol in front of it. So it's not tiktok.com/it's Eric Nagel. TikTok.com @ it's Eric Nagel or /@ it's Eric, whatever. Fine, you can search me and you'll find
You can search.
The reel is up on our Instagram too, so you can see it, and it's about TikTok. It's about Taylor Swift's new song. There might be some red flag issues with it. So we put it up. Several hours went by, and it had, I think, maybe 6 views.
If that.
Now, I understand that if it's not content that the people give a shit about, it doesn't get much. But you get at least a couple hundred before it slows down the algorithm and pushing this thing, right?
Yeah.
And then, so we deleted it. We tried it again. Did the same
Well, originally
thing.
what had happened was the one that you had
Don't
posted,
correct
for
me.
some reason, none of the hashtags linked. I'm just
Yes.
going to walk right over that
Please do.
comment.
There was no reason for me to say that.
No, none of the hashtags work. So no one can find that content in that way. So A, we didn't know it wasn't being pushed to the For You page. And B, no one was going to find it. Like no one organically, Taylor Swift or none of these hashtags worked. So I saw that, let you know, and you reposted it. But even then, the first initial post, maybe 8 or 9 views, at most 11. And, part of that was maybe me and you looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you reposted it. And hours had gone by.
3 different times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hours had gone by. 8 views, I think, at most. I don't know what's at now.
So we were trying to figure out what's happening here, because this should at least got a few hundred. I don't know how many people follow the TikTok account. We don't really push it, but we have at least a couple hundred people that have followed the TikTok account.
Right.
And we weren't even getting close to that. So we removed it and reposted it 3 times because I found that's a thing. There was a Reddit thread talking about if for some reason it's not hitting the right way, you can remove it, wait a little bit, and repost it again. Change the thumbnail. You can change the description a little bit. You can start looking for more popular hashtags that you could maybe add to it so it spreads the word a little further than what your reach is doing currently. We did all those things. Still wasn't.
We even took that video and I posted it on my personal TikTok to see is the show. I mean, at some point we're thinking, okay, we're getting shadow banned. They don't want this out there. We're into the conspiracy theory. So I posted on mine. I'm looking at mine now. 16 views. I posted this days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Contrasting a video that I made of just me and the kids, 1,707.
Wow.
There's no reason that should be that high compared to what we put out.
Mm-hmm.
None. So,
well, because it's kids.
Yeah, but I couldn't figure out why. I sent you. Now I have the screenshot. Do you want me to read this or do you have it?
No, you go ahead. You read it.
So I was wondering why we weren't getting any traction. I open it up, go into some of the settings, and I get this. Your video is not eligible for recommendation for the For You feed. If you disagree with the content restriction, you can appeal. So you can click on that. They basically said, we're not going to push it out to people. And this is why. Unoriginal, low quality, or QR code content.
Right.
None of that's true. To maintain the positive experience of our users, expect from the TikTok platform, unoriginal and low quality content is ineligible for recommendation. Unoriginal content is content that is just imported or copied from other sources without any new or creative edits. The video may be unoriginal if it has a watermark or a logo on it. Low quality content includes very short videos, static images, videos made only of GIFs. That's every video on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
What had happened is, I think TikTok, because we didn't use their platform to create this video and add all the little bells and whistles and quick cuts and all these things, I don't know what they want from us. So I appealed it.
None of our videos were created on. We're not sitting there with our phone recording into TikTok. We're taking clips of the show and repurposing on there, which a lot of shows do. So that can't be a problem, because then every show in the world would stop doing that and stop putting their clips up there, because what's the point?
Right.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with that. We have other videos that were 40, 50,000 views, like the Beatles video we did, and another Taylor Swift video that we did.
Yeah.
Did we mention this was Taylor Swift content to begin with? I don't know if we did.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
You'd think we'd at least get people who hated it,
Oh yeah, no, we've gotten hate comments on a lot of our takes on certain
our last Taylor
music
video
genres.
was very positive, and we
Yes.
still got some hate comments because this is, her fan base is nuts.
I think we fought for weeks with the people on the mumble rap video.
Oh yeah,
Like, we just kept
that
going,
got
but
attention, and it,
a lot.
That one was more how I was feeling, and it was leaning
Right.
towards aggravating these dumb fans of that song. But this video was just playing a song and trying to figure out. I'm like, hey, this might be an issue, just like we did with the Beatles song. When the new Beatles song, we dissected it and gave our thoughts on it. Nothing negative.
I just looked. Your Nathan's hot dog comment video.
That was a test video.
256 views. Everyone loves Nathan hot dogs. No one wants to hear our takes on Taylor Swift.
Well, nobody could hear the take on it because it got blocked. So here's what I was trying to figure out. When they were saying, you have the description there in front of you again, what the rules were?
Of the video or the issues?
The issues. It was, they said, low quality, a QR
low quality
thing, or what?
QR codes, or unoriginal content. So it was
there something with the
unoriginal
logo, right?
Could have been logo, yeah. Which means they might see the It's Eric Nagel logo, maybe.
Here's what we did. Well, the hot dog video has the consumer logo on it.
I know. And, product stuff.
So I was thinking that it was probably the thumbnail, because we made a custom thumbnail with Taylor on stage with our logo like it was on the curtain on the back, and then the description, the title of whatever. For some reason, and it goes against all logic, TikTok and probably the people on TikTok, because they're such simpletons, don't like produced stuff for some reason. They'll go out of their way to produce and overproduce things to circumnavigate copyright laws, but they don't like fancy thumbnails for some reason. So we even tried posting it without the thumbnail, and just did what TikTok seems to love, just a screenshot with their shitty text graphic generator on there saying, hey, Taylor Swift song, whatever. Still was an issue. And then I forget that the thumbnail is embedded in the video, so I was wondering if that might have been an issue. I might try this weekend to recut the video without the thumbnail there and put it up.
But see, I didn't put the thumbnail up on mine.
No, but it's embedded in the video.
Oh.
At the very beginning of there is the thumbnail before it goes into the video. So even though we had the fake thumbnail up there to attract your eye or attract their algorithm, it's still in the video. So maybe they have something there that can do all of that stuff. I don't know. This is all pointless and idiotic, but in today's day and age, you got to cater to this mental illness of the way social media is run. But then you read up on the algorithm, and I've seen other people who have had issues with some of their stuff, and they can't get a direct answer, and there's no specifics. Some of these TikTok experts, like I said, these advertisements that started popping up on how to improve your quality and your content and all that stuff, a lot of it is, hey, see what other people are doing and do the exact same thing they're doing. And then also talk about a product and link the product through TikTok so you can sell the product and you can get a portion. Oh, okay. So this whole thing now is just becoming a sales platform.
It's a marketplace, yeah.
It's a market bullshit. So going through all that, nobody has a direct answer. Nobody can, people that say, oh, we're insiders that know how the algorithm works, that's why we our videos are always hitting, hundreds of thousands, if not a million views and all this stuff. Nobody apparently knows. There was links to other, I guess they're reputable, but I'm sure, like actual tech journals online and stuff. I don't know what's considered the Daily Mail of the tech world. But, you're reading some of these things like this seems legitimate. It seems like a lot of people who know computer science and coding and all this other stuff. And when it comes to TikTok, the consensus seems to be nobody really has the exact idea of how their algorithm works. It's a big secret, and they don't really give you guidelines. If you don't figure it out right away, then you're no use to TikTok or what have you, and they go, screw you, your videos, you're just going to be dead on the vine forever.
Yeah, and I appealed the decision on TikTok side. I have not gotten any results from that. The appeal is still out there. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but yeah, it's getting nothing.
Hollywood agent Rob Stark. If you're looking for criticism on content you put out, I am so ready for my moment to shine. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free, Rob? You tell us on a daily basis. There's no need to advertise you.
You know what? The past couple nights we've been unavailable. I've been busy. You've been falling asleep at 9 o'clock because you've hit your, early to bed, early to rise Nagel portion of the year. He's pent up. He needs to get it out.
Yeah, he's not getting any, so
he's not getting any.
He's waiting for
from
us to
us
come back around again. I'll get into that too. My sleep schedule got fucked up again. So I'll try redoing some of the stuff. I have another video that we're gonna put out. Hopefully this weekend, maybe beginning of next week. It's gonna be extremely busy weekend. I'll get into that in a second too. But the TikTok has just been extremely difficult to deal with, and I don't know why, but it just seems dumb. Now, I know somebody who I didn't work with, but she worked in the same industry. She worked for another big name show in a big station. And she has left radio because, like a lot of people, radio just turned into another shithole. But somehow she blew up on TikTok. And she was reviewing dumb foods and stuff. Not like how we do it, but she was purposely mixing stuff together that's disgusting and ridiculous. And then giving these dumb reactions to it. And not dumb, but her reactions to it. And then her daughters were involved, whatever. So she blew up. She's got like several 100,000 followers. And there were news sites, like the entertainment news sites and stuff, that were actually showing her clips and referencing her on these shows. So she was blowing up. Then she has two daughters who are on TikTok, and her one daughter hit over 1 million now.
Jesus.
And I think she's 17, 18, 19, somewhere in that range.
Right.
And the reason why she hit over 1 million, because she's doing nothing different than everybody else. She's doing dumb dances, doing all this other stuff. The girl's very pretty. She's tan. She's blonde. I think she has blue eyes, maybe brown eyes. I'm not remember. And you look at her and you go, okay, yeah, I can see why she would be big on social media, because she's very lovely. And the other daughter is, I think, high school age or whatever, and she's got several 100,000. So you have a family now that has a
just
massive
content creators.
Footprint. That's all they're doing. And
Jeez.
sometimes the mom is taking videos while the kids are shooting stuff in another room.
You can see them all in different angles.
She's doing like the behind the scenes kind of thing while they're shooting that thing, putting it up on her stuff. And I'm just sitting there and I go, I can't be like that. I would seriously consider disowning my kid if they were like that. Like, that's just not a way to live. To each their own, but I don't feel that's a way to live.
It's how it goes today. Now I've got my two kids. I've been kind of doing these little food reviews for our other show's YouTube account, and they're big on doing the shorts now. So YouTube has said, hey, we want to get on the TikTok bandwagon or the Reels bandwagon. Let's do shorts. So I've been doing, little Starbucks reviews. We'll get the new little drinks, and me and the kid will be sitting there and we'll do it. They're always asking, okay, how many people liked it? How many people viewed it? It's like,
who?
The kids are asking those
the
kinds of
kids?
things. Like, it's
Okay.
just, that's the culture with everybody
I thought you
now.
were
It's like,
saying
they want to
YouTube.
know,
Like, you should know. It's your platform. You need to tell me that answer.
hey, how many people liked it?
Imagine
I mean,
that's
you
the
should
next
have that
progression
info.
of this. You put it out there, and then it's up to you to go door to door virtually,
Right.
Getting people to come and like and
Handing out
subscribe and do
flyers.
all this stuff here, and then you
Come
need
check
to
out my
report-
YouTube.
It's almost like a pyramid scheme, like Avon or something, where you need to go back to YouTube and tell them this is how many people I brought in subscribes. All right, cool. You're going to get a
Right.
percentage of that, and then I get my 30%, and then it's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing any of this?
YouTube's the new Amway.
YouTube Shorts is only like 60 seconds, though, right?
Yeah, you can do two different ones, like I think 15 or 30, and then like 60, and that's as most as you
That's
can
they
get.
max you out on, and we can't do
Yeah.
that because we don't do content that is just like, oh, look at me, and then Jordan throws a
Right.
drink at his kid's face, and then everyone's
Yeah.
laughing, and that's the
Well, and
clip
that's
of
why
it.
it's easier for me to do those little quick little blurbs about whatever Starbucks drinks is
Right.
out, and stuff like that.
So, TikTok told me when I first started trying to post the Taylor Swift video.
Stop calling here.
That, but also too, good news. You can now post up to 30 minutes. And I'm sitting there and go,
Oh God, that's right.
30 minutes. So you're
Who
going
has
to
time?
post
Who's gonna watch these things now? 30 minutes is way too long.
This is what I'm thinking. So they just recently expanded the upload limit, and I was trying to look for when this was officially implemented, and it seems that this was around the time the government was getting ready to pass that bill, saying that you need to sell your company or we're going to ban you. By the way, hello to Corndiff, a very nice gentleman.
Oh, and
Hit the
good
like
advice too.
subscribe.
Get in
Yes.
there.
And then follow Corndiff. He's got his own show too. Find him on YouTube. So now you can upload 30-minute videos on TikTok. This started to feel like when everybody was obsessed with that Vine program, and Vine
yeah.
was only like 10 seconds or something, right? 6 seconds?
No,
10 seconds?
it was like well, they originally started kind of like how TikTok and these shorts were. They were like little 1-minute videos and 2-minute videos.
I don't think it was a minute. I think it was super short, which is why it was extremely popular.
Well, they kept expanding it, kind of like how they're doing with all these
I know
other
that,
ones.
but from where it started was like super short.
Gotcha.
And
yeah.
then they were expanding the time limit to something that was a bit more reasonable, like up to a minute was fine. As soon as you could go like 10 minutes, that's when shit was dying off. What was that network? Quibi? Remember? Quibi was trying to be an online television streaming service where they would have all exclusive content. They spent tons of money on the Kardashians, Reno 911, things like
I was
that.
gonna say their new season came out just on Quibi.
Right.
It's like,
and they put it out there and it's like for 10-minute clips because there's like, well, people only have 10 minutes at a time to watch things. And guess what happened? It tanked. What happened with
Quickly.
Vine? Vine got sold for like, I don't remember who bought Vine. Was it Elon Musk? Did he buy Vine?
no, it was Zuckerberg. I think it got folded into Instagram.
Somebody bought Vine. They expanded the time frame way beyond what people were willing to sit there and pay attention to, and the thing tanked. It's not used anymore. TikTok's going that way now. I don't know if it was a knee-jerk reaction to the bill being passed here in the United States, but now it's like you can upload 30 minutes. Nobody asked for 30 minutes. You know what else nobody asked? The fact that these people steal television episodes and put them on like 3/4 of the screen, or 1/4 of the screen, and then 3/4 of the screen is just someone playing
knitting.
video games. Yeah, or knitting, or playing tiddlywinks and horseshoes.
I've watched so much Law and Order through that. I'll just watch this episode real quick.
You better
Like,
be
I just-
kidding.
No, I've seen some stuff. There are times where I'll do that, and I'm like,
God.
I'm gonna watch Suits now because they keep showing me like clips of Suits. I'm like, ugh. Now I'm just gonna go to watch Suits on
Oh,
Netflix.
Jordan.
It's sometimes it's catchy. Oh my God. Okay, explain this to Lucy. What is Tiddlywinks?
Tiddlywinks was this game that was all the rage with the youths. Youths. And,
The youths in 1940.
No. In 2014, Tiddlywinks. It was just
Please.
a game where you have little chips and you hit other chips What's that? And then they go into a cup or something
Showing
like
your
that.
age.
And then I got really into this cup and ball thing, so I stopped playing Tiddlywinks, but that's a whole nother story for another time. So yeah, the expansion of these platforms that capitalized on, short service content is now like, look, you can do all of these things. And I think that's going to eventually be the downfall again. I mean, TikTok, I think, is way more popular than Vine was, even at the height of Vine. But it looks like that was a hasty decision, and this could be, a big problem for them. I'm not watching there, and I don't even, kids won't even sit and watch full television shows unless they can skip through it, or they really have to be into it. They're not going to sit there on TikTok and watch that for that long. You put up 30-minute videos.
Yeah, that seems excessive for that kind of platform.
There's platforms that they know the mindset if they're going to watch long form stuff. If you're going to watch people play games, they're watching it on Twitch. I mean, YouTube too, but mostly Twitch. I know game clips are big on TikTok. I don't know about full game streaming on TikTok if it's as big as other platforms, but you're not going to go there for that. If they're going to watch,
they do have a live service, but most of the time I see just weirdos doing the live videos.
Let me see. I know we can do that here now too. Let me see if I can patch that. Maybe next week we'll stream to TikTok and see how it goes.
Okay.
See if we get taken down for that too, because look, if we got pulled down for what is it, low quality programming or whatever it was, then I'll be like, you're kind of right.
It's not the quality of the video. It's just the content. It's just low quality.
What if I get our Venmo and I just put the QR code right over the center of the screen?
Yeah, just our faces.
Just go balls to the wall for every violation with it.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't know who's going to sit there and watch things that long. Heather in the chat saying her kid gets mad when she sends them things that are over 3 minutes.
My kids get mad if I play the radio and not my iPod or whatever, my phone in the car because I can't skip the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hate that.
They go to YouTube, they go to streaming services when they're in the right mindset to watch longer form stuff, a movie, a TV show. The platforms that you go to. The platforms that look, TikTok, Instagram, it's all disposable content. It's not stuff that's supposed to be archived and appreciated years down the line like a television show, like a movie. It's just there to constantly throw out constant nonsense so that you get little micro doses of dopamine. So you're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Or, oh, yeah, I'm angry at this. Or, oh, that's cool. I'm going to go to Starbucks for the 19th drink they're putting out this summer. That's what it's for. But alas.
It's true.
So TikTok was an issue. Instagram was an issue. Twitch flagged us again if you're just joining us at the beginning of the show. So it's not been the best week for social media stuff. Now, we haven't been suspended or flagged or any of that other stuff as far as strikes against the channels or any of that stuff.
Right.
We haven't done anything really that bad.
No copyright issues.
Yeah, nothing. It's just weird. It's very weird.
Almost, it's like the content we're putting up there is fine. It's getting up there and getting it out there is what's being the roadblock this week.
Yeah, I know it's difficult. Not everybody thinks, oh, your only success is if something goes viral. No, there's a lot of people who have videos up that are very successful, make a lot of money, that aren't viral content. They just get a lot of views because of whatever time. We have a video that still to this day gets traction, and I think it's 5 years old now, 4 years old. When Zia was on the show, she got new furniture from Bob's Discount Furniture.
Yeah.
And she was complaining about the couch and the way they built the couch, and it was Bob's problem. But they refused to take responsibility because they left and they said, well, the guy came in and set up the couch the correct way. And she's telling them there's shit sticking out of the back part of the couch that you lean on. This isn't correct. So there was a whole little diatribe about that. We put that up there. I still, at least every couple weeks, I see updates and comments and people finding that video.
Yeah, I've seen people actually ask about, did that ever get solved? Yeah. I've seen a lot of people come up with that one too.
So we have content like that. We have I have so much going on. I wish I had time for I got to hire an editor. I got to hire somebody that can do video clips for us, that can cut up best of things. And we can put them up there. It's just I can't.
It's time consuming.
I can't.
It is really
run
time consuming.
iHeart gives us nobody. We have a 10th anniversary coming up next month. And I already put in some things. I'm like, hey, maybe we can do something here. Or maybe it's like, is there a way we could, through some connections, maybe we can get some kind of musical guests or something. And they're like, no. That's how it was meant. I was like, no. Like,
it's one of those things. You're like, wait, we're still airing this?
Yeah.
Well, let's figure that out right now. They just
Again,
flip a switch. That's why we can't get on anything.
I always feel like we're the Milton in Office Space for iHeart. Like they forgot that we're still here, but we're still getting paid for it. So I don't want to push too hard, but I was like, hey, 10 years, between Sirius XM and iHeart, that's pretty damn good. Let's do something. No. All right, then. I'll just go outside and fuck myself. I don't know what to do here.
Cup and ball.
I'm working on some other things through other channels to get stuff done. And if we can get one or two of these celebrity names to be part of it, I'll put everything out there, and we will purposely say on the 10th anniversary that the company had no hand in helping us with this whatsoever. So that's a discussion for another time. So anyway, kind of got off to a negative start here.
Nah.
Just a
little
tad.
housekeeping. No big deal.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't the direction I wanted to go to start off the program, but it kind of forced our hand with the way Twitch was.
Twitch wanted to be a jerk
with us. Yeah. So why don't we do this? Why don't we cleanse the palate a little bit? What if we watch something a bit enjoyable, and then we can essentially kind of restart the show after it?
Let's do it.
What do you say?
I say let's do it.
Okay. We shall do it.
Let him go.
I'll bring this up. There we go.
I love it. I can't hear the song and not think Biodome.
Has nothing to do with that.
I know.
Indicating we must go. Now shake my head and scream in your face. Now I'm racing to the crazy hoe. When I wave to your smile, like you're whacked out of your mind. Now little man, jump as high as you can. Well, that's not very high. Say, I feel kind of funny as I watch you bounce around. Did I take LSD? Why else would I be hanging out with this little clown?
I mean, you could tell me these were the lyrics and I would believe you.
Are you still following me? Look at that. Holy crap, definitely LSD. Watch me now as I do a really bad interpretive dance. Gotta say, this is weird, even for an 80s band. Make a giant S.
My favorite.
I like that part.
That spells SS.
That's the show title. That spells SS.
Let's get flagged by Apple.
Now it's just getting rid of a Renaissance fair from hell.
Wait a minute.
Ready, little friend, for this video to end. It's not going very well. What's the deal with the chickens? What's up with this stupid poll? Let's go find the director and tear him a new cornhole. Oh no, it's getting worse. Medieval puppet show. Crazy hoe, giantess, whack the midget on the ass. Maybe if I clap my hands, all of this will go away. Cause even for an 80s band, this is getting really gay. Now I turn my back, now a puppet smack. He's gonna whack some ass. So whack the midget's ass. Yes, the midget's ass. You missed the midget's ass. Yeah. Come here, you little clown. Watch me jump up and down. More bad interpretive dance. I bumped out of my class. The midget roll on the grass. Around the midget's fast.
God. Could have been like subliminal images right at the end there. Right. Did you know that Men Without Hats released 2 albums back in 2021 and 2022?
Who would know?
I didn't know they were still a band.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, so like we're listening to the song. I'm like, whatever happened to those guys? Well, those guys apparently are still doing things.
I knew
Who would know?
2 songs by them.
Okay.
2. One was a massive hit. The one was very lukewarm, but got radio play because the first one was a massive hit.
Okay. Which ones?
So obviously Safety Dance.
Clearly.
And then the other song was called Pop Goes the World.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that one hit number 1 in Austria, number 2 in Canada, and number 3 in South Africa. I don't think it ever really charted here in the U.S. any higher.
It played for a little bit. I remember in the 80s it was on. And the only reason I remembered it was because it sounded like it was played on a Casio.
I was going to say it got number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100 back when it released. That's not bad considering. I think Safety Dance charted it. I think it topped at like number 3 back when it released.
Let me see.
But yeah, Safety Dance got played during Biodome, and every time I hear it, that's all I hear. Like that's all I think about. That and Free Mahi Mahi.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from Biodome, and I'm not upset about it.
You're a curmudgeon.
I
That's
remember
why.
Son-in-Law, and that's all I care about.
I love Son-in-Law.
Steven Tyler PJs. I still will do that every now and then.
Did you see Carla Gugino is going to be at New York Comic Con?
No, I didn't see her on the list.
Yep, she's on the list.
All
Now,
right.
she wasn't like in the big bold lettering, but she's on tier number 2, and I saw her name. I'm like, she's fantastic.
I reached out to 3 people that I saw on that list, and I think we're going to see all of them.
Are we talking voice actors?
The entire list of 80 names that they gave out so far. I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you in the chat. Cause
Yeah. You don't have to.
Why am I going to tell you that?
No. Don't give it away for free.
That's the first one.
I was going to say the first person to donate at least $10, I will message you side and tell you all the hot deets.
Any super chats coming in, we will definitely tell you who then.
Oh yeah,
We get a $20 super chat for Jordan, and we'll tell you the names.
That's what we. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's what we get. I figured those 2. Okay, I saw that name on that list.
Yes. So those
That
are the
list-
3 that I've reached out to, and we're probably doing stuff. We're also waiting on this one because he hasn't figured out if he's what his schedule is yet, but it looks
Right.
likely.
I would love that one.
Yeah.
I was going to say there's nothing at all wrong with all of these names that you've given me.
And this name here,
These secretive names.
I'm working on. I don't know the direct way to this person, especially
Okay.
considering how vocal I've been against the current version of the property that they're known from.
I know exact. Yep.
So,
as soon as you said that.
Yep. So, but I'm trying to find a workaround. And look, I will make this rare exception. If I have to pay, I will.
Yep.
I will pay to make.
But
that
see,
happen.
if you're going to want to meet him, do you want to meet her?
I would
She's
say
also-
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because you've panned that property as well a little bit.
Right, but not that particular person.
Right. No, I've always said that you are very
And if
generous
anything,
with your praise of her, but not so much the content.
Now, would it be fair to say, if I get some time to interview her, then I can say, there was a scene in Community where they were fans of a show similar to this. And the reaction to the female lead of that show seems to be of what transpired and unfolded in real life. Do you find?
Yeah.
Do you see the similarity?
It's one
And
of
do you
my
feel
favorite
that's
scenes,
unfair?
too.
Yeah. Was that projecting ahead of time?
I was going to say, because that was definitely years before.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a few names on here: Casper Van Dien, Dina Meyer, Michael Ironside. I'd bring my Starship Troopers, have them sign that. That would be pretty rad. Denise Richards also going to be on there.
Why don't you bring a copy of Helldivers and said they ripped you off? You're not making any money from this.
Someone reached out to Casper Van Dien and basically said, "Hey, look, this is basically Starship Troopers. Do you want anything to do with it?" And he goes, "My emails are open." So he wants to be a part of it. He understands the fervor for the Helldivers game. So
all right,
why not? What else is he doing? some kind of,
he's doing conventions. That's all I know.
B movie. He's the 5th line in the list of convention names. Yes, right. I think he knows his place.
Okay, let's move on. Let's try to get 1 or 2 news things in because we have so much in segment 2. We're gonna have to.
Segment 2 is packed.
So we talked about that. Real quick notice: Norton antivirus. This is just gonna be a quick mention. All right, if you have a PC, a lot of people have Norton antivirus. Other people have McAfee. But if you talk to real tech experts, they all say, "Oh, those are terrible. Oh, that you don't need those things." You kind of do. You need something for some virus protection on there. I don't, right. And everybody always has a different opinion other than those two. They always say those two are terrible. Now, I've heard for decades about people saying how terrible Norton antivirus is, or it doesn't do everything. What I've noticed now, because I forgot I still have Norton antivirus, I can't get the pop-ups to stop telling me that I haven't done a full scan. My material could be on the dark web. Here's a way to scan. You click the thing, and then it goes, oh, now I got to pay for this service on top of the subscription for Norton and all. It's just adding
How does it
up
have
tiers.
time? How does it have time to do that when it's constantly always doing guest spots on Gutfeld?
Yeah, I don't. Wordplay, Yuma. I see what you did there.
See what you did there.
That's for Rob. So the Norton thing keeps popping up. I can't get the pop-ups to stop. And I go, that's just as bad and invasive as adware and other antivirus stuff.
Right.
Not antivirus, virus stuff coming on your computer here. So any suggestions of what to do other than McAfee and Norton would be greatly appreciated. If you reach out on social medias, there's plenty of ways to reach the show. So I would appreciate some kind of guidance on that.
Do it through TikTok. We need the views.
Yeah. All right. I'll do one of these 2 things, and then we'll go to break. Do we want to play a trailer for a new show that's coming to Peacock, or do you want to talk about the balloons?
I think the balloons would be funny. I think we can be objective about that story without taking sides and pissing people off. It's still funny.
Okay. So
I would also be okay with the woman attacked by bull story because honestly, it sounds fun too.
Through this and get it all in there. So if you're not aware, here in these United States, it's more specifically the lower districts of New York City, there's been an ongoing court case going on right now involving a former president of the United States, Donald Trump. And there's been, I will say this, it's been a rather lackluster presence outside of both pro-Trump people and anti-Trump people. You would think something to this level would have one of the sides out there, but no, they're all out destroying property and pretending that Palestine is a major issue. So
I think what happened is that the guy set himself on fire. Yeah. And everyone's like, well, we can't really top that. Let's not even go down there.
Maybe that solves the campus protests.
It's true.
Somebody
Rob, get on
set
that.
themselves on fire. Well, we're not recommending you do that. But
no.
If somebody happened to go that direction, which we don't support or promote.
No, I just have something
that might eliminate a lot of the ongoing nonsense that's been happening around this country. Anyway, so it hasn't been really the clown show outside there. Like, remember the OJ case? There was people camped out there like they're doing the protesting. There was tent cities. There was all this nonsense. You're not getting anything like this.
The court case with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard in Virginia, everyone was going crazy for that one. Mm-hmm. Like mobs of people. So,
yeah.
These things get the attention. I don't know why this surprisingly is not.
So you get... You're not getting the public turnout. What you are getting is after each case is done, he comes out, does a mini press conference to all the press. There's tons of press down there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like there's only a couple reporters or whatever. There's a ton of press out there. So he does his statements, his campaign things, whatever he can. Up until a certain point, he did not give a shit about penalties for gag orders being violated. And he would just go out there and goes, let me tell you what happened today. It's kind of like how I pitched myself when going into jury duty. It's like, I cannot guarantee that I will not say anything about this case. Well, you can get fined and you get jail time. I understand that, but
I know the risks.
I can't guarantee that I will not talk about this stuff. By the way, it got me out of jury duty. So this is kind of the same path that he went, and then all of a sudden he stopped doing those things.
Well, eventually the gag orders kicked in, so now he's got like congressmen and people showing up to kind of be his mouthpiece for things he can't say.
Correct. So,
yeah, it's weird.
Which is smart. It's no matter what side of the fence you're on, that's the smarter move. You have
he can market himself.
You get your essentially you get the Paul Heyman of your camp to go out there. My client. If Trump had Paul Heyman go out there and you go, he's really leaning into the wrestling thing.
Look, if he had Paul Heyman doing anything for him, as far left as I am, I would be voting the man.
My name is Paul Heyman. And the whole crowd in the back of the courtroom is just following along with him. The judge is raising the gavel there, trying to calm down, but he's giving opening remarks. They're like, Mr. Heyman, you can't be doing this. My client. And he's just going and doing all of this stuff. Drops the microphone. People are going crazy. I would love to see that. Anyway, so this whole thing's going on. Not much going on, like we said, outside of press, as far as theatrics and other silliness until today. So outside, some kind of obviously a Trump supporter, an artist drives, which this is also mind-boggling too. Drives essentially like a U-Haul up near the courthouse.
I can't believe that was even allowed to get that close.
Last time I've seen somebody. Something involving a guy driving a rental truck.
The FBI building in Texas.
Yeah, or the World Trade Center. You know? Yeah. So the guy pulls up there, just parks the truck in the middle of the street, opens up the back hatch, and releases 100 penis-shaped balloons with the face of the judge on it.
The DA, yeah.
Right? So, where's the specifics here?
If I was going to say, if you open the article, there's a picture of one of the balloons right in front of the criminal court building. Okay, cool.
That's why I'm not showing the photo of this. Okay. The pro-Trump provocateur said he released the art installation, which also features the faces of. See, and that might be smart too, because remember when they had like Piss Christ, like a couple decades ago, and things along that line that would have shit on art or so, like literal excrement on art.
So
and
gross.
It got covered. It was protected under artistic expression and things that go along with that. If this is the way he's being presented, he could just get a fine for double parking. Everything else won't be an issue because it was an art installment. But anyway, which also features the faces of the U.S. Special Counsel Jack Smith and Manhattan judges Juan Merchan and Arthur Engoron.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies if I'm mispronouncing that. Titled Dicks of Hazzard.
It's the greatest title. Like, whatever. Do what you got to do, but that title's fantastic.
It's titled Dicks of Hazzard. That might be the show title.
Dicks of Hazzard.
To show that these guys are a bunch of useless dicks. As a New Yorker, this is how we talk. The supplies for the balloon cost about $1,500, and it took the artist about 2 days to affix the faces onto them. Now, when you see the video, I don't know if it's going to show it up close in the video, but he just did not Photoshops, photocopy.
Yeah.
He just went to a Staples or a Kinko's or something, ran off a bunch of faces, had to trace and cut, and then tape or glue to the balloon. He's making it sound way more difficult than what it actually was.
Right.
It took about 2 days to affix the faces onto them and add weight so that they wouldn't float away as quickly. So now he's buying like fishing weights and tying it to the colorful string that's behind it. Do you think he took the edge of the scissor to crimp it too?
Curl it up.
So it's all curled up and fancy.
Oh man, I hated doing that.
Balloon pubes. That's what he's doing with this. So he believes that everybody mentioned above are trying to destroy Trump and the Constitution, and was driven by what he believes is the judges and prosecutors' disrespect of the presumptive 2024. It's not presumptive. He is the official candidate for the GOP. Smith has brought charges against Trump in multiple federal. All right, I thought that was the balloon.
Whatever.
this just goes on for the rest of the court case there. So let me get the video here for you so we can take a look. The only reason we're bringing this up, it's not like we care about the court case. It's just funny. No matter what it was for, if you're at any kind of court, even if it was something horrific, and then just somebody just opens up a whole bunch of dick balloons to go flying everywhere, how do you not laugh at that?
Could you imagine you're sitting there in the 90s watching the O.J. Simpson trial happen, and someone pulls up, and all of a sudden, hamburger helper looking balloons of gloves just go flying by you? You're like, all right, I can see that.
Right. Your pal Aaron's in the chat there, one of 6. It was a distraction while the Joker robbed a bank downtown. Yes, that fully seems plausible. Okay, here's the video.
Oh my God, they're just floating straight down the street.
Look at this.
Now, do you think they would get him for double parking and littering?
It's not littering if they're not on the ground.
Right, but eventually they will get hit the ground. They're not going to stay up there forever.
That could be anybody's penis.
Dozens of balloons.
That's a good point.
With
That's not my penis.
Not my penis.
whose face? Judge Juan Merchan. We saw a couple of Alvin Bragg.
Hold on a second. The cop tried to close the thing, did a half-assed job. He's like, I did it. Walked away. For those listening on the radio and at home and stuff. So we were looking at the guy had a U-Haul parked in the middle of the street next to the barricades, next to the courthouse. That's how close he was. Opens up the U-Haul that you see the ones on the highway.
His little $20 rental
for the day. Opens the hatch in the back. The balloons go out. Cop kind of just walks over. He's like, all right, get out of here. I know what you're doing. Just, very haphazardly tries to close the hatch. Doesn't hit the latch to lock it, walks away, the hatch opens back up, and the rest of the balloons that didn't get out start to get out.
So there was 100 balloons. He was going to stop 5 of them.
Yeah.
Like it was too late.
All right, we're going back to what? Here we go. So
I love the image of them just floating at like head level just down the street.
Dozens of balloons with.
Oh my God. Because you're right. All he did was photocopy pictures and then tape them on.
The hatch goes right back up. The balloons are going out again. He's just batting it away like an annoyance.
Oh, don't hit it too much.
But look, the truck's now moving. And now it's the rest of the penis balloons in the back of the truck are going out down the street. They never closed the hatch. They moved the truck, but the balloons are still going out.
Oh my God. This poor man's got to collect a pile of penises.
Now, he's got a gaggle of balloons in his hand. He could walk down and sell them like they do in Times Square.
It's like a Disneyland. You look at the Mickey balloons.
Did you hear what he just said?
No.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Is that Bert Kreischer?
It looks like Bert Kreischer.
Maybe that's the thumbnail. Bert Kreischer's.
Look at
they're
that.
just floating around. But they're hovering because he put the weights on it. They're not going all the way up to the sky.
They're not going to fly away.
About maybe 20 feet above the street level. So
if
they're
that,
just there. They're a presence and a nuisance. Lucy Moody in the chat. I love how there's just a pile of them.
Just a pile of penises right there. Oh my God, that's funny.
Well,
and I didn't watch the video. That was the first time I watched it, and that is fantastic. I don't care about anything that's going on. That video is hilarious.
Right.
Oh,
well,
so good.
That was what was going on outside the courthouse for the Trump trial, and then it resumes next Monday. Not giving opinions on it, but I've been watching the news, and it doesn't matter which outlet you like. A lot of people I think some people at CNN got in trouble for giving their analysis on the court case, saying that Michael Cohen seems to be a liar that lied to the prosecution, to the judge, everything. He has a history of lying. And these, I don't know, they're not anchors, they're pundits, I guess, or something for CNN.
Yeah.
We're like, I don't see how this is credible. This is only hurting their case, and it's not looking good for the prosecution. And I think they got talked to. It's like, you can't talk like that. It's like, why? That's why you hired them. They're like court analysis experts and all that. Let them. If you think that the thing is wrong, it's wrong. If you think it's right, it's right. I was expecting them to hear about all the grandstanding and grandiose and how this looks terrible for him. I was really surprised to hear a lot of outlets saying this doesn't look good for the prosecution. And then they're getting in trouble. I'm like, that can't be either. You can't get... everything's fucked. Everything is just a problem. Let's lighten the mood again. Look, we were having a good time with penis balloons.
Yep.
Now let's watch a woman potentially get gorged on a beach by messing with a bull. Do you know the story behind this?
I kind of glanced at the screenshot of what was happening. I saw the beach. I saw the bull. I saw her kind of messing with things. And then I stopped because I knew it would probably come up. I always like coming to these things kind of blind, especially these videos, because it's much more fun that way.
Right. Gabby, if you're still in the chat, this is down by your territory. So if you can tell us.
Old Mexico way.
Or Mexico. Is it Mexico? No, Mexico City?
Down in Old Mexico City? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Mexico City. Yeah, AMF. That's how it goes. Anyway, so this a bull charged at a woman on a beach in the Mexican state of Baja California over the weekend as horrified tourists watched and warned her to back away.
You can't park that there.
Stop trying to ride it. She saw one too many Speedy Gonzalez cartoons. She was holding a whole bunch of tamales up in front of it, trying to.
Oh no, Mr. Speedy.
Yeah. Okay. Where is it? Here it is. Here's the bull. Lady on the beach. The bull's going through her bags, and she's like, "Get out of there!" It's like she whacked it on the nose. Like, get out of there.
It's not a dog.
Yeah.
You're not. You don't want to see the bull's manager. Right. Knock it off.
She's taking the bag.
It's my shit.
So look, the bull's leaning into her. He's like pushing her away. Bull's mad.
Why does she not understand that she should probably just go? That's my problem.
Oh. So I'm assuming food, right? Oh, she's getting warned.
None of what you have in there is that important.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It knocked her down.
Oh, and it is just pushing
shit.
down into her.
Look at that. So we're going to back it up for the audience at home. Yeah, so she was taking her bag. She pulled away. The bull was chasing her. Not chasing her, but just persistent, following her. She drops all her bags. Her stuff's all over the place, so she thinks, all right, the bull's just going to take what it wants. She backs up a little bit, and the bull looks over and still mad that she's within the vicinity of where the bag's laid. Turned around and go, no, we're not done yet. Started knocking her down, got her on the ground, was leaning with its head down, like trying to like push her into the sand.
Right.
She started to get up. As she turned around, she's on all fours with her ass facing the bull. The bull just does that move where it cocks its head down and up.
Head
really
down,
fast,
ass up.
And essentially violated the woman with its horn. Let's look at that again.
Oh.
Knocked back down. Look, she's trying to get up. Boom. Horns to the rear.
Whoop, there it is. Oh. And it's funny because, I mean, it's not funny, but everyone around is like, I'm not fucking with this. We see this happening. This is very unfortunate. We'll just keep filming. We don't want to go near it.
Yeah. Think she's praying to her God, or is she hurt? I'm amazed she's not bloody.
Oh, we don't know.
It looked, you can
And a
see
tourist
the blood on her.
gored by an ang-
There we go.
Sheesh.
Yeah, she stood up. She was crouched down, like in the fetal position, and then got up. Lucy Moody's saying everyone's acting like the bull is normal.
Yeah, it's like seagulls, but Mexico.
Yeah, you know, some beaches have horses. Like if you're down by the Outer Banks in South Carolina or something, there's just wild horses that run around. Gabby's saying, but why was there a bull? But I guess she found out. She goes, oh, they're free-range livestock. So they just roam the plains and the beach territory.
Yeah, I've got wild horses in my area, like right in my neighborhood. We have signs when I'm driving down the main road that says watch for wild horses.
Kate
so yeah, they're
Rogers
just
in
out
the
there.
Chat saying, why doesn't Who doesn't know that bulls are aggressive animals?
Entitled white people. She just, I don't know.
Mexican.
Was she? She looked like, well, I don't know. She looked like one of those.
The news would be quick to label. It's a dumb white woman did something. You don't think that would have been in the description?
Well, maybe not on a reputable news site, but maybe a TMZ.
Now, the way she's wearing her dumb hat and everything, she does.
Yeah, big floppy hat, entitlement to her things instead of just leaving.
She probably came down from California.
Yeah,
she's probably like from LA. I'm going to the beach.
She was trying to get her Fendi beach towel away from the bull.
Well, la-di-da. There we have.
Well, she lived, so I can make fun of her. Had this gone worse.
She lives to fight another day. All right, we're going to take a break.
Gorge.
When we come back, we have so much that happened this week for segment 2. So many announcements, so many updates. Even we're sick that we have to go through all this stuff because it's just too much. But we will do so when we come back.
More, it's Eric Nagel.
It's Eric Nagel.
Next. It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com.
It's Eric Nagel.
Eric Nagel.
Segment 2 of the show. Eric Jordan here with you for segment 2, where we talk about television, movies, streaming updates. We go through all the nonsense and let you know what's good, what's not, and what not to waste your time with. But you're going to anyway, because why would you listen? Respect us. We are your betters. Jordan, we start off as always. What did you watch this week?
I finally watched Kong X Godzilla. That's on video on demand, and I gotta say, I'm upset that I didn't. I might actually try to see if it's still playing around here. That is a fun, ridiculous monster movie,
right? I went into that not expecting to like it that much.
And here's the thing: they made an '80s movie. That's what that is. It's an '80s monsters movie. Because at one point, when the dude was coming in on that little rig to take the tooth out of Kong to do dental work, but the music and the silliness, and this was an '80s stupid movie, and I enjoyed every second of it. Like they did enough with the monsters and took enough of the people out of it to make it just fun.
There was so many. My original review. There's like an A, B, and a C level monster story going on at all times. They minimalized the human interaction. Like the humans were there, whatever the ridiculous premise was, to get the monsters into the right position, which is what they're supposed to do. Yep. And then they stayed out of it for a lot of it. Now, the dentist guy, the veterinarian, whatever he was, the tooth pulling scene, the way that whole thing there with the song and it was going on, was very cringe. But it's because silly. At the end of the movie, everything else that they gave you, you can overlook that. You go, yeah, that was stupid. But you know what? The rest of the movie was fine, so we're good with all of that.
No, very, very fun. I can't believe how much I actually really enjoyed it. Because like some of the other ones were good, but had a lot of parts that you hate.
Right.
This one was just fun from start to finish. And that was very surprising. So very much like that movie. I watched the 10th and season finale of X-Men. I had to watch it before work yesterday because the internet is hell-bent on ruining everything at all times. And I knew with the season finale, I had to watch it. So before work at like 7 a.m., I'm watching this thing and just, I don't know how Disney pulls off a live action version of the X-Men after doing this. I really don't. Because this is...
Could be foreshadowing.
This is everything that you need, everything that you want, and it is adult stories in cartoon form, but they are hitting hard. They are hitting great storylines. It's damn near perfect, and now I don't know how you do live action after seeing this. I just don't.
I will tell you this. We've talked about this offline. But I'm catching up on the X-Men series. I'm watching it from the beginning. I am currently at right now 5th episode of season 5. It's called The Fifth Horseman.
Ooh,
that's the one.
Apocalypse.
Okay. So I'm making progress. By next week, I'll probably be at the current season and plowing through that too. So far, and I'm knocking on wood because I know I'm going to ruin it here, I don't know how it's happened. It's never happened for any other property for me. I have not been privy to anything that spoils anything for me or knowing what the hell's going on.
Lucky you, because like I said, the internet's trying to ruin it for me, so I had to watch it.
I have no idea, and hopefully that continues through next week, but I'm making progress with that. What else have you watched?
I went to the movies and saw Fall Guy with, what's his face? Ryan, what's it? God, why am I blanking on the dude's name? Yeah, Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. Based off the TV show, but it's kind of like almost like a prequel to the TV show because it's showing how they kind of start Stuntman Inc. or whatever it was. Fantastic movie. Completely fun from start to finish.
It's not making money though, right?
No, the first week it did poorly. The second week you saw it pick up a little bit. I don't know if it's going to have a long tail like some of these movies do. But I sat there, and it's definitely a movie where if you're into movie making and you like movies, you're going to like some of the, just get to see the behind the scenes of movie making, which is kind of fun. Very stunt heavy, obviously, because the director is a former stuntman. He did John Wick and Deadpool and all that stuff. So he knows how stunts need to be done. There's literally only one part of that entire movie where I thought this looks fake. And they did like a helicopter thing where they kind of CGI'd it a little bit. Everything else is
his hips.
Yeah, just throwing a helicopter. Everything else was fun. The story is fun. Everybody in it had a great part. The dialogue is quippy and just fun for what it is. It's silly, but I can't believe how much I really enjoy this movie. Like me and Aaron sat there just smiling from the start to finish of that entire movie. It was just fun. And so I hope it makes its money. I could see this becoming a franchise, maybe do another one. But the first week didn't do well, which sucks because it was pretty good. This last week, its second weekend made a little bit more money. But the problem is it was competing against another Planet of the Apes movie. Right. So you're getting into some of these big summer blockbusters. That's
making money either.
It made $120 million on the first weekend.
Really?
$100 million more dollars
than
than
shit about that franchise.
Apparently, people love the monkey movies.
They keep waiting for Mark Wahlberg to show back up on the movies. It's never going to happen.
God, that version sucked. But yeah, that's what I watched this week. Nothing too crazy, but yeah, those are Fall Guy and the Godzilla movie. I mean, those are all very good things to watch.
Well, I do want to see Fall Guy, but I will wait till it's on VOD.
You're the problem.
To go see that. I'm sorry. I've got too much other stuff to do. I have family starting to trickle in from all around the country. Today was some airport runs. Tomorrow some airport runs. Got a big party for the kid on the weekend, and it's just a lot to do, and I haven't had time to deal with the rest of the world. What was I watching? I was watching X-Men. And then I should have been catching up on some other things, and I haven't because for some reason Sunday came around and my biological clock just decided to change.
Please don't say that.
And I crashed like at 9 p.m. on Sunday. Yeah. And all week I come home from work, dinner, do what I got to do, put the kid to bed. And then as soon as the kid's in bed, I'm in bed. And I've never been that person, ever. And I'm in bed by 9:30. And out. Today, before the show, I was seriously thinking, I'm like, I don't know. We have so much to talk about. It wasn't like last week where I was like, should we do the show? We didn't have enough to talk about, but we're professionals. We pull it out. This week we had so much, and I was still considering going, I'm so exhausted. There's not enough caffeine or anything I can pump into me right now that's going to keep me awake. I'm physically just run down. I wanted to go to bed.
Yeah.
And I walked around for a while, came down here, was doing stuff, and I was like, I can't, I got to keep on track and get stuff done. I'm getting shit done for work and everything else for the other clients and other stuff that I'm doing, but I'm up 4, 5, 6 in the morning doing that. And do you know how hard it's been to not turn on No Man's Sky at 6 in the morning? because I was like, oh, there's no one around. I can go and catch up on some things. And then I was like, no, maybe I'll just do work. And then I do work for a few hours. Then the kid gets up, and then I got to.
I've had those moments where you sit there and you're like really debating if I know if I turn this thing on, I'm committing to minimum 2 hours of nothing.
Right.
You know, I'm going to jump in there and check out Rob's race course. We're going to go fly around specking out our ships for an hour. We'll sit there in a chat, the three of us, off doing our own things in the same game, just lulls of silence, but every now and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
And it's because we're just doing things. And I know that if I did that, because I did that the other night after Fall Guy, I was like, I'm getting home. The movie was 2 hours long. We did I think a 8:30 show. So it's almost 11 by the time I get home. And I'm sitting there going, if I join Rob right now, I'm going to be on till 1 a.m.
Right.
And I can't do that. I have to go.
I wanted to.
You know what I mean?
I looked forward to it at night. I was
I do too.
It's a nice change of pace going on there and playing No Man's Sky. And like this weekend, I have so much to do, and then I got to hop back on and Sea of Thieves because there's a whole bunch of stuff happening this weekend. So
I put it on my deck. I'll play. Because then I could do that in my living room while the kids watch TV.
I have to go log in because they're giving out Gilded Voyages. If you log in this weekend, there's all kinds of specialty stuff. There's Twitch drops. There's all these different things. I'm sure Girk's crying somewhere because I haven't shown up in a week. So I got to go check in on him and Lady Tonelli and all of them.
I do like when you go play with them because then me and Rob go in there and it's like our, it's like we're testing our stand-up material, just constantly berating you or anybody else in that room. It's so fun.
Oh, Girk's here.
He's not crying.
Okay. Just making sure.
It's okay to cry, Girk.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But I have to get back into Sea of Thieves. I've been playing the game for almost 4 years straight.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm still enjoying it. I don't need to take a break. And then Rob comes around with No Man's Sky, and I hop in there and go, oh my God, I did need a break from Sea of Thieves for a while.
It's okay to every now and then, you take a break and you
I was still playing when a lot of people left, at least the core people that we played with, when they all left.
Yeah.
They moved on to several other games at the time. They moved on to Helldivers.
It was Diablo 4 at first, and then it went to Baldur's Gate, and then Helldivers.
Everybody has to hop on whatever the latest trending game is when they're playing on Twitch and stuff. And I was like, nope, I'm still good here. And I was getting achievements done and whatever. And now I got to get back into it again because I've taken my break and I'm ready to return on that. I'm going to still keep playing No Man's Sky because that's a lot of fun too.
It is.
That is feeding a neuroses that I was not aware of.
You and Rob.
Yeah. So
you're the collector. You got to make the ship just the best possible version.
Tweaking.
And then
I'm
Rob,
doing stats, and I hate stats.
You love the stats on this game. And then Rob's the base building. I have to make sure this potted plant is in the right spot kind of person.
He's the
and I'm just sitting there
worlds.
just jumping my car through stuff.
He's space fracking is what he's
doing.
He
is. Yeah, he's got a whole empire on there. Me and him are both drug lords, though, on our spaceships. It's awesome.
All right, enough about that. Moving on with everything. What's out right now for us? Video on demand, digital downloads. Not every place is streaming this. I think Godzilla is on Max.
Not yet.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No, it's literally video on demand. You can rent it for $20 or buy it digitally for $25.
All right, so
it's
Godzilla X Kong, the new... I hate that title. Godzilla and King Kong, the new empire, is available for your on-demand viewing pleasure. Sting, I don't know what that is.
It's a spider movie. It's weird. It's like a little girl befriends a spider and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It looks creepy. I want to watch it. It's on my list. So that's out now.
Sasquatch Sunset.
So this is a movie where the entire cast is dressed as Sasquatches. There's no English dialogue. There's defecation. There's Sasquatch is doing it. This was like everyone. I know Giddles wanted to watch this. It looks ridiculous.
Okay.
It's just it follows a family of Sasquatch. Think of Harry and the Hendersons without the Hendersons.
This one I definitely want to watch, not the Sasquatch. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yep.
I want to go and give that a view, so I will do that. Over on Netflix right now, Madam Web. Which
yeah,
is might as well go watch Sting instead of that, because they both involve something in the Amazon and the spider. Only one is interesting and one isn't.
Yeah.
So, over on Disney Plus, the season finale of X-Men 97, they have confirmed a season 2 for X-Men 97.
I think they did them both at the same time. Yeah, so it'll be coming for sure.
Like a couple weeks ago, they confirmed the season 2, so there'll be a whole batch of new episodes coming. Ew, isolate that. In theaters right now, The Strangers Chapter 1. What is this movie?
So it's like one of those home invasion type movies. I think they originally did The Strangers like years ago, and now they're doing like a trilogy of new versions of it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's coming out. I think
nice
tomorrow.
If the theme
Friday.
song was like a take on the David Bowie song. Stranging, strange time, stranging. I would go see a movie just to see how them bastardize that David Bowie song. It's like, that's not even close to what the concept of the song is, but I like that they changed it for product placement. If Invisible Friend.
Yeah. That is not getting good reviews.
It stars Ryan Reynolds. It's produced by John Krasinski.
It was written and directed by Krasinski.
From The Office, or as you know him, Reed Richards from the Multiverse movie. Not getting... I'll watch it. I don't care. I saw one review that it's not appropriate for children and adults. And I said, oh, that's a bit... That covers all the bases.
I was going to say, those are the two demographics.
Yeah. But
don't let your dog watch this.
But this bull ran into the theater coming off this beach, and the bull loved the movie. So
he had a great time.
Back to Black.
That's
is
the
Amy Winehouse movie, right?
Yeah.
Is it a biopic or is it like an interpretation?
It's a biopic. Think like Ray or Walk the Line. Those are things.
Okay.
So
and then I saw the TV Glow, which it sounds like a Shudder movie.
This is a movie. Basically, a classmate introduces this guy to a late night TV show, and basically the show is a vision of a supernatural world beneath their own. And it's just like them watching, and it's all going crazy. Phoebe Bridgers, Justice Smith, Fred Durst is in this movie. I saw something on it a long time ago, and it looks super interesting. It's an A24 movie, so expect very artsy, some kind of, ulterior, A24. So it's going to be an art house movie.
Aaron, you're confused. You're thinking of Casey Masterpiece. He's hungry.
No, he's thinking of Heinz 57.
Oh, both excellent.
Both very delicious.
All right. Next week on the 23rd, I just want to give this some attention. By the way, they got billboards in Times Square for this, so good.
Did
for
they?
Them. Shane Gillis's new series to Netflix, Tires, about taking or the workings of a struggling tire shop with a bunch of comedians in there as well. I saw the trailer. It looks pretty good. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
So we have that coming. Movies for next week. Oh, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga.
Yeah, that's going to be... That's getting like 90% already. People are talking very highly of that
Critics
movie.
or people who've seen it?
I think right now it's critics. I know Cannes is going on, so a lot of people are talking about that. But George Miller made the last, all the different Mad Max movies, and they've all been highly regarded. So I don't honestly think it's going to be that bad. I think it looks really good.
So it's not going to be it'll be the exception to the rule of, oh, you have a popular franchise with a male lead, we need to do a female version of it, or we need to have the female be the lead instead.
Yeah.
Like, what's her name?
I think well, see, here's the thing. In the last movie, Fury Road, it was her movie to begin. It was her movie. Mad Max was in it, but he was tied to a car 90% of the time. It was all about Charlize Theron. So I think this is going to be just kind of that. It's just a prequel.
Yeah. All right. We'll see how that does. Where is the... I guess I don't have it in here. All right, never mind. Moving on. I was going to say how what's her name ruined the last Indiana Jones movie, despite the story being really ridiculous. The fact that they'll move over, old man, I'm going to take over everything. And
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah. Doesn't she have a new project coming out too?
It's in the news.
I was looking for it. You know what it is. I can't find it.
I've got it in there.
Okay. That doesn't
I
help me.
structured everything where we're going to hit a lot of Marvel stuff, move on into Sony, Amazon.
Here it
the
is.
upfronts came out, so
Hold on.
there's a lot.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's got
with her
Tomb
neck.
Raider.
She does.
So a Tomb Raider series has been picked up for production from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an adaptation of the video game series. If you're not familiar with Tomb Raider, it's coming to Amazon. People loved the movie franchise when it starred.
Angelina Jolie.
Thank you. I was trying to the chick that wore her blood around her neck, and Angelina Jolie.
They didn't like the newest version of it, and this is like 10 years ago now at this point. But
Who replaced her?
Alicia Vikander.
Maybe that's why, because they liked Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft. So anyway, so this is coming to Amazon. The stream company has handed the project series order. If I could tell my teenage self that this was happening, I think she'd explode. Tomb Raider has been a huge part of my life, and I feel incredibly privileged to be bringing it to television with such passionate collaborators. Lara Croft means a lot to me, as she does to many, and I can't wait to go on adventures, bats and all. I don't know what that term means, but yeah.
She's super British. Who knows?
So good. Have at it. Enjoy. If it succeeds, fantastic. If it crashes and burns, good. At least you're messing with a female franchise and not just coming in and saying, hey, this franchise needs to be changed to females now because just how things go now. Not a big fan of that. Moving on. South Park, we had mentioned earlier, has a trailer out for a brand new special. Do we know the date of when that's coming out?
Oh, let me look.
I'm looking right here. It says May 24th on Paramount.
So next week.
Next week. It's a brand new special called South Park: The End of Obesity. The advent of a new weight loss drug has a huge impact on everyone in South Park. When Cartman is denied access to the life-changing medicine, the kids jump into action. So that is a thing. And
they are basically going after like
Ozempic.
the Ozempic and all these other.
What's the one that starts with an M that's gotten a big push now?
Fuck, I don't know.
I
know Ozempic, and there's like another
we'll call
S
it
one.
Moira. I don't know. It's something
Moira.
with an M, but Moira and Ozempic, and South Park is going to take on that. So I'm looking forward to that. All right, moving on. Bundles was a big thing since we went off the air last week. We had talked about how Disney is bundling Hulu, which they own, and a collaboration with Warner Brothers, which they don't own, for a price effective situation, which I guess everybody individually is not doing well with their streaming subscriptions. Like Netflix seems to be the only one, I guess. So Warner Brothers and Disney, the last time we've seen a collaboration like this was Who Framed Roger Rabbit in 1989. And even that had Disney on top, because at the end of the movie, you remember Porky Pig comes through the black screen and goes, "That's all, folks." Then Tinkerbell comes over, hits him. They turn into dust and she flies away because Disney's like, big dick in the room right on the table. So this is happening with Disney and Warner Brothers for a bundle. Not to be outdone, I guess like the next day, it was announced that Comcast, which owns Universal, NBC, has decided to launch a three-way bundle themselves with Peacock, which they own, Netflix, which they don't own, which I'm amazed that's part of it, and Apple TV, which they certainly do not have a hand in as well. Offered at a really deep discount, Comcast chief Brian Roberts said, dubbed the Stream Saver. Get it? The bundle will be available to all Comcast broadband and TV customers. Speaking at this meeting, blah, 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 whatever. The three streaming services, Peacock, Netflix, and Apple TV, will come at a vastly reduced price to anything in the market today. They said that, but did not give out any specific pricing details. The goal is to add value to consumers and at the same time take some of the dollars out of other companies' streaming businesses, he added, while reinforcing Comcast branding service offering. So they saw what Disney was doing with Warner Brothers. They all know what each one's doing before it goes public.
Yeah.
And it's always a race to get out there first. So Disney got out there first with the Warner Brothers pairing. Now, look, Disney Plus, for whatever they say about the numbers, is still an extremely popular and important streaming service because a lot of families need it. They want it, but they also need it because of their kids and their properties and stuff. And also Marvel fans, Star Wars fans, Fox movie fans.
I was going to say they bundled it now with Hulu. Everything is just on that app for me.
The Fox properties are all on through Hulu. So if you're like Terminator, Alien, those kind of things, they're all there. Predator, it's all there through Hulu. Even though Disney owns all the Fox libraries, that's where they put. So if you have both those two, you've got the majority of the movie business right there. Adding HBO Max or Max into there probably was a result because they're probably regretting rebranding it to Max, the least popular network that no one gives a shit about. If it was still HBO, I think they would still have people paying attention to it. So that seems kind of smart. Comcast comes out with Peacock, Netflix, and Apple TV. Now, look, Ted Lasso's on there, and what was the Adam Scott show that we liked?
Severance.
That's on there. There's like one or two other things that
there's like a space show that's been on for 5 seasons. They have that morning show,
Man of All Kind or something.
Man of All Kind, or All for All Mankind,
something like that. And Morning had its run when the Matt Lauer story was still relevant.
Right.
And now that it's not anymore, no one gives a shit about it. Who cares about Apple TV? You know, you use Apple for iTunes and movies and stuff, but you're not outside of Ted Lasso. That show's done. Who's talking about Apple TV or a product on Apple TV? No, nobody really. Netflix is on I think in a new golden era for them with their live streaming stuff. We saw the success of the Tom Brady roast, the John Mulaney show that they did for 6 days live. That did very well. Some of their Netflix is a jokes content that was streaming live. I'll even sidestep this and come back to it in a second to go to Netflix is now got NFL rights.
Oh, yeah.
So is that on here? There it is.
Yes, it is.
So Netflix landed, and I'll get back to the Comcast thing in a second. Netflix lands a 3-season NFL deal. The NFL has not been shy in its pursuing of making its games widely available as possible. They have their shit on Amazon, and I know people like the convenience of Amazon. They hate the announcers and the pre and post stuff that's wrapped around it. Like the presentation apparently is so god awful, football fans can't stand it, but they're stuck watching it. I know it pisses off a lot of people here in the New York City area because the Yankee games tend to be on Amazon now and then. So that pisses them off. If you don't have Amazon Prime or whatever, you can't just have, what's the whole point of having the Yes Network, which is the Yankees network, so you can watch all the things when it's blocked out on their own network. Once in a while, when they have a national game on NBC, ABC, whatever, they get it, but that's just to bring eyes to the league and to the property. Then going on the streaming services makes it so difficult for everybody else. Now they're going to do NFL, and I guess all this live testing is great because they have this coming. They have Monday Night Raw starting in January, where they're going to be streaming Raw live every Monday night for the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think so. Starting next year.
They've really been ramping up their live streaming technology. It's been great. There was no problems during
I had no issues.
The roast, not even your connection issues, but I mean, they've had no technical issues.
Well, that's what I mean. Like presentation wise, everything went off without a hitch on my end.
Right.
It seemed to be just perfect.
So on Wednesday, the league took another step towards its goal by striking a 3-year deal with streaming giant Netflix, starting with the NFL's 2024 Christmas Day doubleheader. Now, I can't remember if it's Thanksgiving or if it's Christmas. I know it's one of the two that the Dallas Cowboys always play, and it's the big national game. It's probably Thanksgiving.
I think it's Thanksgiving.
So Christmas, I don't think had a set team that was playing on Christmas every year. Were they rotating it?
I think it's just It's just based off the market. Because what'll happen is that you'll get games that are scheduled well ahead of time, and then as the season progresses, if those teams are kind of shit in the bed, they may bump another team into that slot. But as far as like Thanksgiving goes, you're right. It's usually like Dallas Cowboys, Detroit Lions, and then whoever they're playing and whatever. So
okay. So for Christmas, it's a doubleheader will be available exclusively to Netflix subscribers at no additional cost. The Pittsburgh Steelers will host the reigning two-time Kansas City Chiefs in one of the two holiday games, according to Bleacher Report. The Christmas Day matchup will officially be announced when the NFL releases its full schedule this coming Wednesday for 2024, right? It's this Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not like we missed it this week. It's the following week, right?
I think it's up and coming because these are all like this week's announcements from all the upfronts.
Right. So for next Wednesday when they release all that stuff, Netflix also earned the rights to stream at least one holiday game in 25 and 26 per the team's multi-year deal with the league. So that's huge.
It is because it locks this behind Netflix's paywall.
And it provides it to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And it also takes a chunk out of NBC Sports, Fox Broadcasting, ESPN. It takes a chunk out of all of those things. Yeah. CBS too is big for football. That's really encroaching on territory that was pretty much locked up. Like you're never going to get rights to. It was sort of like the Emmys, every year it was like, well, the Super Bowl will rotate. It'll be on Fox this year. It'll be on NBC next year. It'll be on CBS this year.
It's weird to see this happen because what you've got is you've got over the air terrestrial type programming that you would watch a football game unless it's blacked out in your area. If it is, you would have to go to the NFL network or pay for a package. You had the NFL stuff through DirecTV that you would have to do. YouTube TV last year started doing NFL packages. Then you got Amazon. Then you've got now Netflix, ESPN. Mm-hmm. I've never seen one particular sport have, especially with something that has such a limited schedule, have so much.
Well, it's always going to generate money.
Change.
We've been seeing that unless something drastically changes in the mindset of this country. Football is always, out of all the sports, football is the most successful, and it always will generate money and will always have somebody there watching it.
Well, and they had such a huge ordeal during the playoffs where they, one of the Chiefs games was locked behind I think Paramount Plus. I can't remember for sure, but that's the only place you can watch it. And that was weird. Even though I had it, I got to watch it. A lot of people were like, I don't want to pay for Paramount to watch a football game in the playoffs. Like none of the playoff games should be locked behind a paywall. So they're really branching out to try to see
You're getting there, man.
New ways to do things.
If the WWE is considering doing a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia now because they're throwing so much money at this, it'll be a matter of time that Netflix will probably get some kind of rights 1 year to the Super Bowl. And it won't be on network
Could
television.
you imagine?
Yeah, I can. Look how far this has gone now. And in fact, when you were saying about how one sport can diversify itself so much and still make money everywhere it turns, eventually I think it's got to get to a point where if like it was one thing when Monday Night Football was on ABC. And then the rest of the games were usually NBC, CBS, and then the nighttime games on Sunday were Fox, right? So you knew where to go to flip over. And the way of having them on different channels was easier because it's not like, remember how football used to be on Sundays before they started doing Fox, where if a game was on and then another game started, CBS would either have to figure out like, well, we got to run this game and then join the other game late in progress.
Right.
Or they would cut out of this game's going to be a blowout, so they jumped over to the new game. Whatever they did, you didn't have that overlap. Now it's like, well, if you're watching on CBS on Sunday and then the other game's starting and this game's still going long, you can flip over to Fox and you don't miss anything or what have you.
Yeah.
Now you're putting it behind too many things that cost you money. It's not like you're paying cable and can just flip the channels.
Yeah.
That's where it's going to be a problem, like all the other services with Netflix. Everything used to stream through Netflix in the late 2000s. And then they all pulled their properties and started building their own things. And they were doing fine for a tiny bit. Everybody got so pissed off, still pissed off. that it's not cutting the cable, you're cutting the cord, you're paying as much you are for cable. And now they're turning it back into cable because they realize they spread themselves too thin. They're not making the money. Customers not happy. We got to bring it back all to one place. Football's heading that direction like 20 years after everybody else already did this and saw the results.
Here we go. So with the addition to Netflix adding all this stuff, NFL fans in the U.S. must pay at least $1,600 a year to watch every game. So if you ever want to watch every game, you have to put it at least $1,600 to get all these different streaming services and products to be able to watch.
I don't even want to spend the few $100s that they charge you to buy a ticket if you have the proper license for season tickets and all that. No, football can go fuck itself.
Yeah, so here's the breakdown.
I don't mind watching it, but it's just everything else that they're doing. I understand it's smart business moves as far as their investments in the back end of things. I get it, but as the consumer and up front, I don't want to pay for that. Go fuck yourself. I'm not going to a live football game ever. I'm not going to pay for all these other channels to watch a game. I don't like a team that much to care about this, and baseball's heading that way too.
Yeah. So basically every cord cutter out there that's not paying, for normal stuff to get any of the network games, you'd have to spend $876 to get Fox, CBS, NBC, ABC, and ESPN.
Right.
$389 to get Sunday Ticket through YouTube. $139 for the cost of Amazon Prime. Peacock, $60 a year. ESPN Plus is another $100 a year. Netflix, you can get away with the $7 because you're only getting really the one games. So a grand total of $1,610 between all of that to be able to watch every football game this year if you wanted to.
Nope, no, thank you. I'll do what the kids do. I'll watch highlights on TikTok while it's on a quarter of the screen, and the rest is somebody playing Among Us. I'll just watch those clips and figure out what's going on with football the next day. I'm not dealing with the rest of that nonsense. Going back to where this originated from, the Comcast bundle. So again, it's Peacock, Netflix, Apple TV, all going together. They're doing a bundle. I might have to reevaluate when these bundles come out because I have all the streaming services. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff was included in deals that I had. Like I think Disney and HBO I got through. I have Verizon Fios for cable and internet. So I think those were just deals they gave me. I don't think I pay for those.
I don't pay for Disney because of
for them
Verizon.
Yeah, I think it's included in my thing. So I'm not technically paying for those too. The other ones I know I'm paying for Hulu, I'm paying for Peacock, whatever.
So you get Disney, but they didn't give you Hulu? Because like I know with Verizon, with my phone company, I get the bundle. So I get Disney, Hulu, and ESPN.
No, because
whatever.
One comes through my phone because my phone service is Verizon.
Gotcha.
And when I renewed a contract, they gave me something. And I'm still not paying for at least two of them. I don't think I'm paying for HBO, and I don't think I'm paying for Disney because they're bundled with some other shit. I know I'm paying Peacock, I'm paying Paramount, I'm paying Hulu, I'm paying... Well, I get Prime. I'm not paying the extra $3 for the commercial-free stuff. By the way, ad blocker does really help with that stuff. And those whatever other services I have, I know I'm paying for that. I will reevaluate it to see when these new bundles come out if it's worth canceling my subscription and resubscribing into these bundle things and getting a better deal. I don't know yet. I'll have to see how that works. All right, moving on to the rest of the stuff, and then we got to get out of here. Other entertainment news. If you watch Hulu, it's big on Hulu. Only Murders in the Building. I forgot to finish season 3, by the way. I just realized I did, so I got to go back and do that. But Only Murders in the Building is set for a season 4 premiere date.
I didn't know they were making a season 4. So like, good for this show.
Yeah. The new series will begin on August 27th. In the teaser that was just shown at the Disney upfronts, still have Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Selena Gomez in there. I don't know what other cast members they're bringing in, but they always add new people each season. Big names. It's not like these are unknown people. It's all.
I was going to say
names.
season 3 was stacked.
It had Paul Rudd. It had
Meryl Streep wasn't in.
I was trying to remember if it was her. Yeah, Meryl Streep was in there. A lot of big names. All right, so there's that. Moving on with FX and Hulu. Shogun I have not seen it yet. It is on my list, but I know it's done, so I will sit down and watch it. I have to watch it with the subtitles because it's not in English.
Yep.
The season 1 of Shogun was a huge success, critically and by the fans. People seem to love it. It's a nice mix of story, dialogue, and extreme violence. And who doesn't love samurais? They are better than ninjas. You can put that on a t-shirt too. So they got signed for 2 more seasons, seasons 2 and a seasons 3 in work. So I'm guessing it's all being shot consecutively. And
I don't know.
It's got to be.
Season 1, halfway through season 1, they kept talking, going, no, this is a standalone season. This is the only story we're going to tell. This is it. Like, this is, once these are done. And then this came out. And
Disney
I'm like,
threw so much money at it. Like, nope, this is.
They're like, it was too good.
It was a rare W, as the kids say. And they go, nope, throw money at it. Keep making more. It's not a standalone fruit. It's moving on to being its own thing. Did I skip something? Oh, it goes right into. All right, so we jumped right. I thought there was another FX thing. Sorry, no. We're going right into Disney Marvel. So the Agatha series had another name change and then another name change within a week. It's called Agatha All Along is the official and the final title of the WandaVision spinoff. Now, Jordan had this theory that all the slates that we've been seeing for at least the last year or so, that essentially what they were doing, and they're just episode names.
They might be at this point.
Because it kept changing titles over and over and over. And like, we've understand when something had a code name title that they didn't want publicly out there, and then they switched to the original title. We've seen that happen. Or sometimes they had an original working title, and as the thing progressed, it goes, no, that really should be it. So they rebrand it and what have you.
Yeah.
We've seen that happen. This has had about 6 different name changes.
Yeah.
So it's called Agatha All Along. Do you have the list?
Yeah. So we got, so they've ranged from House of Harkness to Darkhold Diaries, Coven of Chaos. Earlier this week, before they announced that this is the title, they had The Lying Witch with the Great Wardrobe.
Right.
Now, that's a terrible show title, but now lends to the theory that these could be episode titles. So, yeah. So it's official. We've got a 2-episode premiere in September 18th. So we're getting that. So should be fun.
Looking forward to that. Just a quick mention for what's going on in the live rooms there. Our pal iRock is in there. $2. Hello. How are you, sir? Jordan, you got paid this week. You get your $2.
God bless you.
If you want to send super chats, all that money is going to Jordan. So feel free to dump your hundreds and hundreds of dollars into there, and we'll make sure. And you think that I'm joking, Jordan, when this stuff comes in, what happens?
I get a notification that Eric has deposited $2 into my Venmo account.
Yes.
The amounts are so small that I'm just leaving it there till it builds up, because there's no point to transferring $1.83 into my account.
It's like when you're getting compound interest on something and you're like, it's like $1.83, and you go, I don't give a shit.
Just leave it there.
Leave it in there, and eventually I'll be able to buy a Big Mac or something like that. Gabby's asking if we want Mexican pesos. We take all denominations.
Look, we do not
financially discriminate.
Not at all.
All right. Moving on with Marvel Disney news. More casting news for Fantastic Four. So we knew a while ago who the main players are going to be for the Fantastic Four rundown. Now they've been adding other people in there. Last week we got a big name for Galactus. The guy from the Dragon series. Why can I not remember that HBO series anymore? House of Dragons?
No, I don't think he was in House of Dragons. He was in Game of Thrones.
Thank you. Why can I not remember? Something must have happened to me that I am traumatically blocking out the title of that series.
Yeah, because it ended so terribly. Who cares?
That could.
Yeah, Ralph Ineson is going to be Galactus.
I went and looked up some clips, and he has a killer voice. So,
That is a voice for
and if they
a
throw some
large
kind
character.
if they throw some kind of cool effect on it, like they kind of did with Orson Welles when he
Right.
was Unicron in the Transformers movie.
Love Unicron.
I think it would be like if out of nowhere you're watching this and you just don't see him and you hear the voice. That's like a holy shit movie theater moment. You're like, oh my God, he's there. Like that kind of thing. I think that would be a lot of fun. Anyway, so yeah, we know he's cast in there. Natasha Lyonne is being brought in. We don't know. You know her from the American Pie movies. Russian Doll had 2 seasons on Netflix. Something called Poker Face, which I have not
That's
seen.
a good show. Poker Face is really good, actually.
All right, I'll have to go
I
watch
think
that.
Ryan Johnson, the guy that did Brick,
Comic
and
Book
then
Man,
this.
Tell him Steve Dave.
No, that's different. That's Brian Johnson. No, so yeah, the that's actually a really good show. I recommend Poker Face. Add it to your list. That's a good one.
Fucker Face. Yes, we'll have to go watch that.
She plays Lady Gaga solving mysteries.
So she's joining the cast. We don't know her role in that.
No, not yet.
Other Marvel news. Daredevil Born Again. We got to see the official logo from the upfronts. It's coming in 2025 now, so they pushed it off a little bit.
Well, I think they're sticking to their 2 shows a year, and we got Echo earlier this year, so we're getting it Agatha, and that's going to be our 2 shows a year, and then so they had to move it.
So Echo doesn't even count. It was 5 episodes and nobody watched it. I think I got to the 4th episode and forgot to watch the rest of the series. So that's if I'm doing that, that's where the rest of the people are, or they're not watching it at all. I found that I myself am a good barometer for a lot of the public opinion.
So
when it comes
modest.
to TV, and no, I'm going to be out. I'm going to put it out there for television and movie stuff that I start to realize, like, well, I never went and finished that thing. A lot of people didn't. And you're welcome.
We should do a show about you, and we'll call it The Critic.
There we go.
You can just let me know how you like things.
It stinks. Put that on a t-shirt too.
Just your face.
So anyway, Daredevil Born Again is come. It was the Netflix series, is now the Disney series. Disney's confirmed that the 9-episode series will be hitting the screens in March of 2025. It was also during that event that we learned that Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, that while the series will cross over with the MCU, that wasn't the original plan in the first take on the series. Why wasn't it part of the plan?
They went through different writers. They changed everything. They brought in people that weren't associated with the show. Like they weren't going to bring Foggy in. They weren't going to bring the Karen. They weren't going to do any of that stuff. And they're like, no, we got to do this. So they're molding it to look more like the Netflix series again.
Why?
And they're going to cross over a lot. I don't know.
The whole
try to be different.
No, I mean, all right, maybe the darkness of the Netflix series was fun. I'll give them that.
I loved it.
Not having it be. They were going to probably try to make it its own thing, separate. Look what happened to DC when they did that shit. It didn't work well for them. There's certain properties that can be standalone, like Werewolf.
I think they were going to try to make it street level, where it's like, you know, the MCU's happening, you're not going to cross with it, and they're like, well, no, people like when you see, you know, a cameo here or
you
something
had
involved.
Charlie Cox debut in Spider-Man. It's there. It's part of the MCU. Now,
He was in She-Hulk.
I get street level stuff, you know, where they can talk about the stuff that happened in Manhattan and whatever else is going on and then focus on what they're doing. I get that. But you're trying to make it a standalone where it's like they don't even mention that stuff. Like that stuff is... That is so dumb. What made your shit work is that it was all included together. And it didn't have to be directly included, but it was part of it. And if you needed to bring in somebody, it made sense because they're already in the world.
Right. Well, and that's why I think they course corrected and they brought in Bernthal's going to be the Punisher again. They're going to have everybody back. So, you know, I think it was a smart move to change it.
Here's not a smart move. Ironheart has been confirmed for 2025 because you can't have Iron Man at all. So let's bring in the comic book. It's not even a knockoff. Maybe it's kind of a knockoff. She's inspired by Tony Stark, right? Wasn't that the whole gist?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I never read her stories. Like, I just don't care.
Yeah, no one cares. And no one cared about her in Black Panther 2. She's like, oh, she's there.
Oh, that's right. She was in that movie.
Who cares? Oh, she didn't get blown up on that highway attack? Damn. All right, whatever. After numerous delays, and it was confirmed at the Disney upfronts, The series Ironheart will finally debut on Disney Plus sometime in 2025. As a trailer was shown to ad buyers at the event. The trailer hasn't been released online yet and didn't show much, but it did display some of the brief footage of Riri Williams' struggle to get her suit of armor built. And it does give us an idea of where the series might pick up in Riri's story as a young student at MIT, where we see her stealing various parts from around campus, because that's where you build Iron Man. Various parts
At
around
MIT.
campus. And then getting booted from the institute for doing so. Ooh. This might as well be like a Young Sheldon episode, the way that this thing is written.
Maybe.
All right.
I don't personally care.
More Marvel stuff here for you. Spider-Man Noir gets greenlit at Amazon, and it was confirmed that Nicolas Cage will play Spider-Man Noir.
Which is awesome because his version of Spider-Man Noir in the first animated Spider-Man movie with all the different Spider-Verse and stuff like that, he was fantastic. So seeing him reprise that role in this would be interesting.
The first one, so I'll have to go look for that.
Really?
No, I never saw it.
Oh, go back and watch it. You got a long list to start catching up on.
I will. If somebody's listening, keeping tally, please send it to me at the end of the show so that I don't have to go back and listen and see
What's Eric watching?
So that's good news. The series was reportedly been in development since February of 2023, with Cage not attached at the time. So we know that the series has been ordered at MGM Plus and Amazon Prime Video. Why? Why? Because Sony's fucking with this?
Yeah.
By the way, did you see Sony's new projection, their numbers, that the PlayStation didn't meet their marketing target for sales, their projection, but it still outsold like the Xbox or what have you. And instead of making 28 million, it only sold like 23 million or 25 million, something like that.
Yeah, you know what the big problem was? No one could get them.
And no one wants them now. A lot of the games
there's a lot
that they
on the
want to
shelf
play
now.
are cross-platform. It's showing statistics, and even, I mean, it's great for Microsoft. It sucks for Xbox, which is in-house, that a lot of shit is leaning towards PC gaming. A lot of it.
And I think what's happening is that they're seeing that these Ultimate Game Passes and these PlayStation Game Passes, when they're putting out these AAA titles straight to those streaming services,
Right.
those things aren't making enough money like they thought, which means people don't care. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Like there's a lot going on, and it's too much to parse out right now.
It's a whole to-do. And then kids like being able to play their games because in-game chats and in-game conversation stuff are toxic and terrible.
Yeah.
Younger people, older people now, like playing their games on Discord. So you can be in your private rooms with playing with your friends and not have to deal with the outside world as far as the video game goes.
And when I get called the hard R, at least I know who's doing it.
Yes, all of us.
It's Rob.
And you.
Damn it. It's
and
you.
They like streaming their games. And if they're not streaming, they're like recording their games because everything becomes clips for their social media.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really not that friendly to do with despite the fact that they have Discord on Xbox and you can stream Twitch from Xbox. It's still not as convenient as doing it with a PC setup. And also that comes with a PC setup, kids and women love the neon fixtures and other things that glow and things that pop up on the screen when for a subscription or donations. All that, they like that whole thing, which you can't get streaming from a console. So there's a lot of factors leaning more towards PC, not just the game and the game availability. There's all those other aesthetics to it that are helping PC gaming become bigger than console gaming.
Well, and then you can get good deals. Like I got my Steam Deck. I don't think I've touched my Switch since I got it, because I'm just downloading so many things off the Steam Marketplace. I just downloaded Sleeping Dogs the other day, an old game that I used to love playing. No,
okay,
I beat them down.
Smart.
It's like a Chinese like GTA ripoff, but it's super fun.
Korean John in the chat saying they never recovered from the chip shortage. That is that's kind of the reason, but also the frustration where a lot of the games now, it's like you don't get the physical media anymore. You have to download the updates, but then you can't play your Xbox or PlayStation if it's not connected to the internet.
Well, and the other problem is that you never really feel like they made any next gen games. A lot of games were okay looking. They maybe played all right. Some games were crap. Some of them were okay. There was no real exclusives, or the exclusives have longer development time. You know, you're getting a Sony exclusive that can't, you know, that you need, but it takes 8 years to make it.
Right.
You know, we're not getting Grand Theft Auto like this. If you want to skip ahead for a second, Grand Theft Auto, they just announced that Part 6 is coming fall of 2026.
Yeah.
Not next year, not this year when they announced it. 2 more years we're getting this game. For what system? You know what I mean? Like,
it'll be what, 15 years since the
At
last
least.
game came out?
Yeah.
Before they got another one?
Yep.
That's insane. Imagine Call of Duty doing that.
No, you can't.
Or Modern Warfare, things of that nature. Those style of games where they got to come out every 2 to 3 years with some new updates, new maps, new all of these things. Which is why Fortnite is so successful. One, because it's got a lot of major tie-ins to big properties, but also it's constantly changing the map. It's constantly updating, and it's easy.
Yeah.
They're just downloading the updates, and there they go. They're not buying a brand new game each time. It's still the same game. You just got to download several gigs for an update. And that's also why PC gaming is doing so well, too, because as much as it sucks, like when they just updated Sea of Thieves, it was like 13, 14 gigs of shit. But you set it on your PC, you can walk away, come back, it's already done, it's there, and it's ready to go, and it's instant. And it's just sit down, cool, ready, pop on your streaming settings, and you're good to go. Outside of the Switch, I still have the Xbox One somewhere over there. And that was only so I can keep playing GTA 5 because I can't transfer it over. Every other game I have, I don't need to play there anymore. So the second that the 6 comes around, that thing's going to go into storage. Because what use do I have for it?
It won't play anything. I mean, maybe like a low-level DVD player.
I remember getting asked a few years ago about when the new Xboxes were coming out and everything. Do you want that for Christmas? No, I'm good. Because anytime a new system came around, I usually went out and bought it. But
me too.
These were coming out around during the pandemic. They were coming out around the holiday time. So nobody's going anywhere or doing anything. So I was asked like, "Oh, you like this stuff? Would you like a new Xbox?" No, I'm good. You don't want it? No. Why? I'm on the PC. I don't need the Xbox anymore for all of it. And unless they come out with something which I can't even imagine being console exclusive anymore, they'd make no money.
Yeah, those days are, I think, coming to an end, very soon.
I'm waiting for Nintendo to hop on the PC thing where I can start playing Nintendo games. Make something like Xbox does. Make a Nintendo controller I can plug into the PC. Give me access to your library. I'll buy all those old games again. I'll go there and I'll buy RC Pro-Am and Tecmo Bowl and A Boy and His Blob, or something like that.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Any of those things. Faxanadu. Not Dungeons and Dragons. No, that was a Sonic. That was a.
I played Gauntlet. Could you imagine playing Gauntlet now online, like where I'm like the warrior, you're like the elf, and Rob's the girl?
And you two fight out for that position. But looking down and you just got the top view as you're playing. I love that.
Love that game.
All right, moving on. No one cares about Ironheart. We talked about Spider-Man Noir. Marvel's Silk Spider Society show is now dead at Amazon.
Yep.
I had no idea that was becoming a thing, and good, because Sony is really trying to bastardize everything they can out of anything associated with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And it's not working. And we still have Kraven coming out, right?
Sure. Who cares? They did one trailer for that and then pushed it to next year. Unless it comes out in the fall.
August 30th.
It was supposed to be out last year.
Yeah, unless they change the date again, August 30th, Kraven is coming out in the theaters. That's good. At the very end of the summer, So come out on Labor Day weekend when everyone is out and about for their last bastion of freedom before going back to school, or the kids go back to school or going back to college or whatever. Everyone's out and partying. They're really not going to sit in a movie theater. Wow, that
not for Kraven the Hunter.
That speaks volumes for all of that. Moving on, John Wick is getting yet another spinoff.
I'm okay with this one.
Lionsgate is developing a John Wick spinoff around Donnie Yen's Kane assassin character. Yen will reprise his role from the John Wick Chapter 4 movie in the Untitled Project, set to shoot in Hong Kong in 2025. I think I'd be fine with that too.
Yeah, I love Donnie Yen.
I'm actually interested in the other one that's coming out too, the Ballerina.
Yeah, that'll be next year. That'll be good too.
That'll be fun. So good. More John Wick stuff is always good. This is interesting. Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I've never seen the movie, but I know people loved the Brad and Angelina movie of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They came out with a TV series for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It was on Amazon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Amazon. And it starred Donald Glover. Nobody wanted, everyone's like, that's weird. So you're just recasting it and changing it just because. Okay. Donald Glover and Maya Erskine.
Yeah.
They're not coming back for the second season.
Yeah.
So you made this big change. I guess it had such an impact in the fact that nobody watched it or cared, but you're bringing it back and you're recasting the roles.
Which is kind of weird. Like, I thought maybe they are the focus, and I guess I have to watch it to see if it's like a, like their code names or something like that, and you can interchange different people into these roles. I don't think so, but yeah, apparently they're not going to come back, which is kind of weird.
All right, moving on. Amazon also announced Roadhouse 2, the sequel to the reboot of the movie franchise.
Good for them.
Is going to be a thing. I did not hate the
No.
reboot. I actually enjoyed it. I found it rather entertaining. So Jake Gyllenhaal will reprise his role as Dalton. Plot details are being kept under wraps for the sequel. The studio also announced that Roadhouse has attracted nearly 80 million worldwide views to date. The film premiered on Prime Video on March 21st and attracted record-breaking over 50 million worldwide views over its first 2 weekends. So, all right, big success. They're going to make another one.
Good for
Seems
them.
to be the way everything goes. Sydney Sweeney, failed star of the Madam Web franchise movie, is going to star with an Edgar Wright's Barbarella remake. Now, Barbarella, the only reason I remember it is because it was on one of the movie channels late at night, and you get to see a lot of partial nudity and I think some accidental nudity of Jane Fonda in that thing.
I think she's nude kind of on the cover of the poster because she's wearing like a see-through like armor piece or something like that with nothing else underneath. I've never seen this movie, the original. I may have to go watch it.
It was a campy trying to be like futuristic space movie with her.
Yeah, like Logan's Run or whatever.
Barely any clothing. Yeah, it was so dumb. She was constantly getting captured and strapped down on a table and they always kept removing her clothes. So there was really
Are you talking me into watching or talking me out of watching?
A little of both.
Damn.
A little of both.
I'm on the
Go
fence
watch
now.
the original one. Although if Sydney Sweeney's in there and they do the same exact thing, which I don't know how that flies nowadays because it's considered
Please, she gets topless in everything she does.
exploitation. I'll give it a peek. I'll take a look.
Peek and a poke.
Taking a poke.
A poke and a peek.
Let's see. What else is there? Universal sets new dates for a number of projects. What is this one here?
So Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is getting an official release date in theaters, December 5th of 2025. The movie was among a handful of key additions and changes to Universal and Blumhouse to their calendar. Megan, a movie, little doll chick movie from last year. Megan 2.0 is changing from May 16th to June 27th.
By the way, NECA got a lot of attention for that April
For the
Fool's
life
joke
size?
that they were going to release the life size Megan.
Was it a good attention or bad attention?
It was good attention and then bad attention when it was turned out
For not
that was
having it.
fake. Yeah.
Damn.
No, wait,
Black
no, that
Phone?
was real. Sorry, I had it mixed up. That was real.
Yeah.
It was the other robot, Vicky from Small Wonder. They announced that and the Megan doll. And
Right.
then the Megan one was real. Sorry, it's been a bit. I was a little foggy on the details. Megan was real. People were happy with it. People were actually upset that the Vicky doll was not a real thing.
I like the Vicky doll. Come on.
I would love if they had the voice program and it's just this monotone AI voice in there.
Hi, Eric. I am Vicky. That's how she
Constantly-
talks like the
It's
entire
just going to
series.
constantly getting voice text from me. Jordan, go fuck yourself.
Could you imagine you get a Vicky doll and then your friends get access to sending messages through Vicky to it? It's like a really messed up like answering machine. I'd
Dad,
love
this is
that.
Emery. Please bring me coffee to lunch. Thank you. It's like, that's
Yeah.
not my daughter. No,
I'm
this
going to
is
need
me.
Chick-fil-A.
I'm serious. This is totally me.
I've been kidnapped. Please. It's like, whoa. why
First
you
off,
doing
I
this?
am fine. Second of all, please deliver a bag full of money.
Right. And then the Black Phone, that's getting a
I
sequel.
never watched that. I should.
Yeah.
Right?
It's good. It's really good. They're getting a sequel. It's set to open June 27th of 2025. Was set, and it's now going to actually go out on October 17th of 2025.
Okay.
So they changed a few dates and announced an actual release date for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which was a huge hit last year.
I think I forgot to watch that as well. It's on Peacock, but
Yes.
I'll need to go watch that. Okay. Moving on. Mortal Kombat 2, the movie, lands October 25th. That's it. That's all we know.
That's it.
That
That's
was
the
all
news.
they put out.
They did not put out anything else.
Apparently, DC's making Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow,
Right.
set to debut June 26th of 2026 in IMAX format. The second feature in the newly rebooted DC universe will take place 2026 following James Gunn's Superman. So they're doing Superman and then Superwoman right after it?
Yeah. Apparently, they're all going to kind of tie in together. So they've got to release Superman first before they could release this one. And yeah.
They're going to do the Super Pets or whatever after that.
I can care less.
No one cares about Superman.
I don't
Just
like
make
Superman.
Batman.
Give me a new Batman.
Batman,
Exactly.
Flash, redo Green Lantern and make it good.
Yeah.
No one cares about Hawkeye and Hawkgirl.
Yeah, I don't want
Even
the
Martian
Justice League.
Manhunter is still kind of Have him part of other people's stuff, but don't focus on him.
I know they were talking about doing Lobo at some point.
Sheriff Lobo?
Yeah, Sheriff Lobo.
Conan O'Brien Must Go got renewed over at Warner Brothers for Max for season 2. The travel series starring Conan O'Brien got renewed. That was it. I loved it. I thought it was
Go
good.
down to the next
5
page. He
episodes,
actually
right?
sent a quote. Yeah. Well, I think the one that just released was 4 episodes, and then the next one they're going to do 6.
Oh, you want me to read his quote?
He's pretty funny.
So when they made the announcement, Conan O'Brien said in a statement, the latest travel show has been so fun and rewarding that I suspected it was all a cruel prank. My apologies in advance to the next 6 countries.
He's so good. Like I watched every one of those episodes, and then I went back and watched the other Conan Without Borders. It's just so good.
Where was he? Where he was on the boat buying things from the
Thailand.
All the
He was like in
vendors that were on the
Bangkok.
water.
Yeah, he bought that big giant black dick, and then he was like holding it up, and then like the boat of kids went
next to
by.
him, and he's like, "Oh no, the kid's son!" He's like fumbling
I
with
was
it.
laughing so hard. Yeah, it was good.
All right, so what else we have? 3 Body Problem was renewed for season 2 at Netflix. I never saw it, but you said you watched
I
it.
enjoyed it. I'm very happy about it. Here's the problem, and I'll go through the story real quick. Basically, they greenlit additional episodes. They didn't say officially it's a season 2, so they greenlit additional episodes, and it'll wrap up the epic sci-fi show. They were quoted saying, "We're thrilled that we get to tell the story through its epic conclusion," the showrunner said. Ever since we read the last page of the original books trilogy, we'd hoped we'd be able to bring the audiences the end of the universe with us. So here we go. They're being very weird about where the showrunner said it's going to take 3 to 4 seasons to do this. Netflix says we're going to just greenlit some additional episodes. So I don't know if they're just going to wrap it all up in like 6 episodes, get it done, and just call it kind of like a supplemental season or a season 2.
Okay.
Not a lot of details yet. I really like the show. I hope they do it justice. It's pretty good. I'm going to try to read the books. But yeah, at least we're going to get something. So we'll see.
All right. So there's that. Also at Netflix, Happy Gilmore 2 was just announced.
That's awesome.
We'll see what that turns out to. Adam Sandler said he's definitely doing it, so that's happening. Tom Brady's family didn't like the roast. Who cares?
Look at the
I didn't even see what you put
Yeah, I try to fit some stuff in to see if you'll just read it like sight unseen.
Tom Brady has one regret about the Netflix roast that impact it had on his children, but roaster Nikki Glazer says it's impossible. He didn't think of that beforehand. I love when the jokes were about me. I thought they were so fun, Brady said on the Pivot podcast. I didn't like the way it affected my kids. Co-host of the popular show It's Eric Nagel says no shit.
Yeah.
More Netflix stuff. The Terminator series is brought to fruition, is going to happen on Netflix. Terminator 0 gets a brand new release date of August 29th, 2024. So it's coming soon. So if you don't want to go and see Craven that weekend, you can stream probably what will be a lot better, hopefully, God willing, Terminator 0. Caught between the future and this past is a soldier sent back in time to change the fate of humanity. She arrives in 1997 to protect a scientist named Malcolm Lee, who works to launch a new AI system designed to compete with Skynet's impending attack on humanity. As Malcolm navigates the moral complexities of his creation, he is hunted by an unrelenting assassin from the future who forever alters the fate of his 3 children. Oh, this is like the Tom Brady roast. Just somebody comes back into the past and tries to take out Tom Brady.
Don't do it, Tom. Your kids will hate it.
All right. Moving on. They're making a Now You See Me 3. I like those movies.
Yeah.
They're ridiculously dumb.
I love them. I rewatched both of them the other 2 weeks ago.
So so they're making a third one here. I'm trying to remember the cast that was in it. Oh yeah, Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Isla Fisher. Is it Isla?
Yeah, it's Isla.
Isla Fisher, Dave Franco, and Morgan Freeman. Trying to remember the big bad. Wasn't it Michael Caine, the big bad in the last one?
Michael Caine's in it, yeah.
Is he in this one or no?
I don't think he's signed on.
Okay.
I think he's kind of almost retired a bit.
Right.
So he might, but I don't know.
Apparently they were making a prequel to Friday the 13th. And
yeah, it's a TV show
over at Peacock, and now that's been postponed because they lost their showrunner, so they're looking for somebody else to take over the franchise. But a Jason universe is coming.
Yeah, that just got announced this week.
Is expanding that the Friday the 13th franchise will be developing into a new era with the launch of the Jason universe. New Friday the 13th activations will span a wide range of platforms from entertainment, games, immersive experiences, merchandising, and more to be announced through 2024. Why not? They're all under the same umbrella. Why not do a Freddy Jason thing and try to do it right this time?
I don't think they're all under the same stuff because originally Platinum Dunes ended up getting the Jason Friday the 13th franchise. And I think the original writer of the first Friday the 13th just recently got the rights back. And I think that's why they're doing this. I think Friday the 13th is different. At one point,
they were all under New Line Cinema.
They were all under New Line, and then Platinum Dunes got the Friday the 13th, whereas Nightmare on Elm Street has been kind of nebulous. Like, I still think they're part of the New Line Cinema branding.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know.
Okay. And then finally, we'll end with Assassin's Creed Shadows coming to November 15th. It takes the franchise to the 16th century Japan, where it'll launch on November 15th for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. Amazon Luna? What is that?
Yeah, it's like their cloud service gaming.
Screw that. Macs with Apple Silicon via the Mac app. and PC through the Ubisoft store and the Epic Games stores, and part of the this is all just mind-numbing. All right, so there's the Assassin's Creed game, brand newest one, taking place in Japan.
But see, you made a comment earlier, and this is the game that's going to help settle that debate. You play as a ninja or a samurai?
Samurai's better than ninja.
Well, we'll see.
No.
Everyone's up in arms, by the way, because it's a black samurai in Japan.
There's no black samurais in
There
Japan
was.
at
There
that
was.
time?
Yep. His name was
Leroy Jenkins.
No, he was a real black samurai named Yasuke.
Okay. Still be great if he goes running into a village yelling Leroy Jenkins and then just slashing and hacking all over the place.
Yeah. Freeze frame, credits. Be great.
All right, we babbled enough. We need to get out of here. Time to go home. But first, Jordan, our nation's eyes turn to you.
When I am not here on It's Eric Nagel, I am doing my other show, I'll Watch It Later podcast, where we talk movies, we talk things that we've seen, stuff that we should have watched that we are just now getting to. Looks like I might have to add Barbarella to that list. You can check us on YouTube, I'll Watch It Later podcast, Instagram at Watch Later Pod, and you can find me at Jinxed Ronan.
All right, very nice. Bring it over to me, please. Thank you. For me, it's Eric Nagel across the board on all the social media platforms. Right there on the screen for those of you listening at It's Eric Nagel. Again, on all the social media platforms. If you're listening on iHeartRadio, thank you very much for doing so. If you're listening to us on demand at some other time, place, shape, form, Apple, Spotify, those kind of things, do us a kindness. Go over there and leave us a positive review. It does help out the program, and we will be forever grateful if you do that. If you don't, then we owe you nothing. If you want to join us live each and every week as we do said program, hop over to our live rooms on Twitch and on YouTube if they allow us, because, grammatical errors seem to be a problem nowadays. Hop into those rooms. You can be part of the show, super chat it up, comment, and say whatever you want. No big whoop. That is it. So wait, got to turn that off. There we go. So until the next time, Jordan.
Be excellent to each other.
We'll be seeing you. Goodbye.
It's Eric Nagel.
Hey, while we're talking about penis, do we got any other ideas for names for that? I'm not sure I love penis. Prick, schlong, Johnson, pecker, okay? Rod, dong, member. That should be enough. Ding-a-ling, disco stick, willy, woody, baloney pony. Baloney pony? Unit, pee-pee, shack, trouser snake, wang, wiener. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good for penis. You guys really got carried away with penis there. We're done.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell two friends so they can tell two friends, and they can tell two friends, they can tell two friends, they can tell two friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.